Hello and welcome to Tonight with R2. I am R to the Icky, and thank you so much for being here. I'm so sorry. We were having technical issues and thought actually it was the guest who was having the issues. It turned out it was me. It was all my fault. So I am so sorry we are starting this 15 minutes late tonight, folks. And hopefully you can forgive me. But not to make you guys wait any longer. FYI, I'm using new studio software, so that's a little bit of technical troubles on my end. I thought I had it all figured out, but let me bring out my wonderful guest for this evening, and that is Cait. How you
Hello.
doing?
Good. Nice to be here.
I'm so
Sorry
happy.
for
I'm
technical.
so sorry. That was all my fault. I
Hey,
should
it's
have.
all good. Thanks to the audience for being,
Lisa
patient.
was sure calling you out there, though.
Oh, you know what, Lisa?
Wonderful, wonderful. Well,
Just
again, Cait, thank you for being here. It's wonderful
absolutely.
to have you. I will let you introduce yourself to everybody in the chat and who watches the stream on replay later of who you are and what do you do.
My name is Kate, and I go by Nerd with Cigar because I'm nerdy, and I do partake in cigars. And I am a co-host with Yeti Yef on 8750 podcast, and we go live each Thursday, so you can see us tomorrow night if you like. And R2 is a big contributor to that with lots of memes and clips and stuff like that. He's a friend of the pod, so he invited me over to be guest on this show, and I said yes. So here I am.
Well, anything to irritate Yeti is
Oh,
really what I
right.
live for.
Oh, for
And
sure. He's gonna have some comments like, "Why didn't you get my permission, Kate?" Like,
yeah, like Lisa just said there.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't here complaining about the show being late. Um,
of course.
Starting
Yeah.
off, yeah, knowing him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's always fun listening to you guys, and yeah, anytime something pops up where I'm like, oh, I can make that into something. Like I gotta send it to Cait. I live for that. Or I laugh too when you're like, hey R2, can you make me something?
Because I don't want to be a burden, but I always know that you come in clutch, and then when I ask for one thing, you're like, "Here's seven," and I'm like, "Oh, great."
Well, usually though I need a little context because you'll be like, can you do this? And I'm like, why? What's the
Yeah.
backstory to it? And then
What's
I'm
the
like, oh, now I got it. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and then you make it funnier, so it's like it's perfect.
yeah. So I can't help it. And yeah, Lisa's right. Yeti probably forgot. So um,
Yeah,
doesn't surprise me.
not at all. Not even a little bit.
He's probably trying to match his all black wardrobe right now.
That's more difficult than you would think. I remember I had like black pants and I was like matching it with a black top and I was like, these are different shades of black. Like what is that?
um, okay, I can't put this together because this is black and this is black, and you can't have black with black, and you can't have black with gray black, and
Charcoal gray. Yeah, right. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is heather black. This just doesn't work. Um,
It's not the same. Yeah.
um, that makes me think of something entirely different. I won't get into it, but I know my wife is watching, and she knows what I mean by everything that I just said with different colors and minor shades of the same color. I was gonna say I see you've got your Charlie Kirk shirt on there.
Yes, I wasn't meaning to be political at all, but now that I realize I have Charlie Kirk's shirt with the American
Yeah.
flag in the background, and I'm like, oh, I promise I won't make this political.
I mean, I didn't think that you were going to, but I kind of laughed because you do always have the American flag on in the background, but then and I saw the Charlie Kirk shirt and I was like, wow, Cait's really
It's
making a statement
I
tonight.
really wasn't trying. It was just one of those things. I didn't have a
You're
chance to
like,
change.
oh, this
And
whole
like,
thing, I just threw it on.
yeah, and no, and it's yeah. Oh, it's like, oh man, I was at a thing earlier, and everybody's like, "Nice shirt, mine comes in the mail." And then I'm like, "Oh, dang it, I'm streaming later. Oops."
You're no, it's totally fine. Um I was also too going to bring up with you and the whole cigar thing. Like it to me, I seeing you when I first saw you actually like in person because I remember being on the 8750 Discord and
Yeah.
your avatar was you smoking a cigar and it was just like you could barely see your face
Mm-mm.
um and then when I saw you, I was like, this is the girl that smokes cigars. It's like not.
I Yeah, there's a disconnect, and I've noticed that the personality that I have doesn't really match all of the things. Like when you asked me for my list of favorites, for example, you're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm full of surprises. I don't know."
Um, yeah, no, it was like that was not who I was expecting when I saw you on streaming for the first time. And I was gonna say, did you ever get together with Beard of Liberty? Because Beard of Liberty's a big
We
cigar
did
guy.
not. No, I like obviously, either on Twitter or whatever, we'll, comment back and forth, but
Yeah.
there's never been a meetup of cigar smoking. Although there are several lounges around the area in which I live, so beer,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I know you're in Texas. I don't know if
Yeah,
you're in the same part as him. Maybe afterwards I'll mention it to you where he is, and
yeah.
it turns out you guys might be close by. But
I'm in Central Texas, which, well, knowing Texas, you could drive for 10 hours and still be in
yeah,
Texas. So.
that's a pretty broad range, Central Texas.
Yeah, it's just a huge area.
Um, but I would say just be careful and don't end up like Kramer in that episode of Seinfeld. If you ever saw it, where he created his own smoking lounge and he aged like 10 years in one day because there was so much secondhand smoke going on in his apartment.
Yeah, I do remember that. Most of the cigar lounges here have that like box that like sucks all the smoke out.
You've got
Uh,
like an oven hood above you.
yeah, and it's really quiet, and it's like the first time I saw one, I was like, oh, there's no smoke in this room. Other ones that are kind of lower quality, it'll just be like a bunch of truckers, like you know.
Yeah,
Um, But to me, cigar smoke is not the same as cigarette smoke, and yeah, you can smell the difference.
sure.
So I like to stay within the, either like pipe tobacco or cigars instead of the cigarettes because there's a lot more additives in the cigarettes, and you can smell the difference.
Oh
It's like,
yeah, yeah.
ugh.
I would almost say the worst is somebody who smokes unfiltered cigarettes.
Oh
It's like, oh, that's yeah, it's so
yeah,
gross.
it's like extra cancer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, and yeah, I've never been in a cigar lounge. I've been in a hookah lounge before, and even like that is not.
Those are fun.
Though I mean, it smells like smoke, but it's certainly not like smelling cigarettes. That's for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I think because it's more you get sort of that like water vapory,
Yeah, yeah.
deal, and then the shisha or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it's a lot of fruits, things like that. But
Yeah.
anywho, well, enough talking about Smokey. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's why everybody's here. Hey, look, it's Matt Cat. Matt Cat
Hey, Matt
swung by.
Cat.
Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, me and him were bonding about being from Michigan. So the other day,
I feel
while
you.
you were on a hiking trip.
I was. I just got back on Sunday evening and
Yeah.
it was phenomenal. I'll be posting more pictures in my on my X profile
Okay.
days to come. But
Yeah,
no.
it looked like you had a blast, especially from the picture that you shared. I mean, had like this giant grin on your face and showing the mountain range in the background.
Yeah,
It was
I was
nice.
in my happy spot. I was in my happy place. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. No, no, that's awesome. But I had sent you a bunch of meme stuff, and I didn't hear from you. And then you weren't on 8750, and I was like, oh, Yeti pissed her off.
No, I was just in a place where I had almost no cell
Yeah,
service except intermittently every now and then. So it was like I basically would like check in to be like, "Hey, I'm alive,"
yeah,
and then like,
yeah,
and that was it.
yeah. Well, I definitely get that, but well, very very good, and that's great. Yeah, everybody, you guys need to definitely check out Cait over on 8750. I want to say yes, I should have put the 8750 link in the description of the YouTube page for everybody to find you, and same thing with your X account. So yeah, they can hopefully go on there and check out your camping photos when you get them posted. But yeah, awesome. I'll say, well, let's get into it. We're
Yeah,
gonna do the questionnaire I have created for this channel. Name's work in progress. I might need to figure out something catchier, but I call it 10 rapid questions. So let me bring that over. And what kind of cigar was that in that photo?
ooh, I think that might have been that wasn't a Cuban. I don't remember. I usually go and then like I get whatever is like medium or full bodied. Um, but I was just hanging out on my porch on that day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take
I
a
just
photo.
imagine you on your porch, and then kids playing like baseball out front, and then the baseball lands near you, and you're like, I'm keeping it.
It's funny because most people think like cigar smokers are gonna be like crotchety, but I'll be like, "Hey neighbor," and then I'm like lighting up, and they're like, "What?"
I was gonna say, have you seen Christmas Vacation?
Yes.
Are you like cousin Eddie? Morning, neighbor.
Morning, howdy. Yeah, very friendly, but not what you would expect to be
Gotcha,
lighting
gotcha.
up a cigar.
Oh, very good. All right. Well, we'll get into it. So, 10 rapid questions. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. It's nothing too crazy. It's just answer as quickly as you can if possible. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just to see how you respond to it. So,
Got it.
nothing to worry about, all in fun. But go with
Blue,
number one. Blue, favorite color. All right. Favorite food.
mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Oh, that's a good one. All right. Now, are you a Kraft mac and cheese person, or do you like more of like the baked casserole type?
I'm more of the baked casserole type, like the fancier you can make an unfancy thing, that's my thing. Like, you know what I mean?
What's your go-to then, mac and cheese?
My mom has this recipe, it's called Not Your Mama's Mac and Cheese. It's with sun-dried tomatoes. You have to like
Oh,
take
that is bougie mac and cheese.
yeah, it's like a white wine reduction with like Dijon mustard and like mushrooms and sun-dried tomatoes, and it's like baked in a casserole with like four different types of cheeses. Like, yeah,
Hey, that
bougie.
sounds good. Really quick before you go, next one. Matt Cat. I need guests for November, so maybe I can have you come on as a guest, and we'll do 10 rapid questions with you, and
Right?
everybody can hear about what your favorite food is. But no, that's good. Mac and cheese. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
Favorite drink?
Water. I'm so
Water.
boring.
Wait, you want bougie mac and cheese, but you're like water. You're not like
Yeah, because I used to get kidney stones, so like water is my go-to drink. I do like drinking like tea, hot tea with lemon
what
and
about
with
flavored water? Like at the grocery store, they have like the sparkling flavored water.
no, I usually I'll just get if I get sparkling water, I'll just get regular sparkling water, like Topo Chico or something, or like Perrier. But I'm super lame. Like water is my go-to. I don't. It's sorry.
I don't want to drink any of that other stuff. It'll kill you. Smoking your cigar.
Yeah, right. I know. Like walking contradiction over here.
No, that's fine. Last episode, Left Eye Ego, he was like water, and I was like water. And he's like, well, I like the flavored sparkling water, and I was like, okay, fair enough, but that's
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll do a like a lemon lime kind of like sparkling, but
sure.
usually on it's just natural spring water, not distilled. Um, Dasani is the worst kind of water. Uh,
That,
yeah.
that that's
Once
the
you
same water
like
they
water,
make Coca Cola out of.
yeah, that's probably why it tastes like
D-
ass.
I, I was gonna say, did you hear about Tim Pool? He got in a fight with Liquid Death, and
No,
he's because he was complaining because it's nowadays, right, an aluminum can, it's
right,
lined with plastic on the inside. It's
for sure.
it's to
Yeah,
prevent corrosion like long term.
yeah.
And he's like, you guys, tote about, no plastics, but all your cans have plastic in them. He's like, why
Mm.
aren't you using glass bottles? And they did. They got in this pissing contest, and he just announced today it's pool water is what he's calling it, and he's got like a fancy one called I think it was like spa water. It was like he was sparkling water, and then he was going to have a green tea and call it pond water. And
Tim Pool is such an ass. He like thinks he's right about everything, which is kind of annoying because like most of the time he is. Um, but like even the like boxed water that comes in the paper ones, it's lined with wax. So it's like you, plastic has microplastics. The
yeah.
canned one has the plastic lining. The box has the wax lining. Like, can you just like get water?
Um, Matt says Dasani is just Detroit tap water. Gross.
Nice one,
It's
Matt.
you know what? Detroit tap water is better than Flint tap water. There,
Oh,
Matt.
true. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's very true.
that's too funny. That's too funny. All right, we're gonna go on to the next one. Scranton or Pawnee?
Pawnee.
Pawnee. Are are you a
I
who's your favorite person on Parks and Rec?
I would say oh, I like April Ludgate because she says the thing like I don't know. Like the dry sarcasm really
Yeah.
hits. Um Everybody needs a Leslie Knope in their life. But I would say if I were gonna be like any of the characters on the show, I'd probably be Ben. Um,
Okay.
just there's certain things, there's like one scene where somebody was using like Tyrion wrong in a sentence and he's like, no, let it go. Nope, I'm gonna correct you because it's gonna bother me. And he's just such a nerd, and I'm like, oh my god, that's me. Oh my god.
I I I was gonna say I'm torn between Andy and Ron. I'm a little bit of both.
Yeah, I strive to be Ron on the daily.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody needs to be Ron Swanson every now and then.
Oh,
Okay. Paris or Tahiti?
Paris.
Paris. Okay. I was gonna say both. So my logic here, both were French. One was a city. One was an island.
I've been to Paris. I haven't been to Tahiti, so
Okay.
Sophia, can you not? Can you be quiet? Sorry, my
Don't
dog.
pull a Hassan there.
No, 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 absolutely not. No,
All right. Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds?
Gosling.
Gosling. Okay. And then Barbara Streisand or Meryl Streep?
Oh, They're both assholes in real life, but let's go Streisand because she's a singer.
Okay.
Has more
No,
talent.
no, it's totally fine. Um, Frodo's sword Sting or Harry's wand?
Oh, Sting. Yeah. If it's Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, I'm going
Because
Lord
there's
of
a
the
lot of
Rings.
orcs roaming around in Texas.
Just I'd rather have a sword and I'm a muggle, so you know.
Well, if you want to, I was because when I did this with somebody, I always do a test run. They're like, "Well, I don't know magic," and I'm like, "Well, if you could do, Oculus Reparo or some of the other little trick things here and there with the wand,
Right.
you just
Yeah,
you would be as good as Harry. Let's put it that way."
I think the with great power comes great responsibility. I would not be a good wizard or witch. I would just be like
You'd be giving
like
people tails.
I would eat slugs, like all of that, you know? Like
I always think of Hagrid when he gave Dudley the tail like that. That's how
yeah.
you'd
Oh,
spite everybody. Just give
yeah, I
everybody you
would
didn't
just
like a tail.
I would be terrible with that sort of burden.
I got to ask real quick, what house are you in?
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw. Okay.
Yeah. I took the
Okay.
test like way back before like Pottermore became like the website that it kind of now is with everything and interactive. And then once they like switched over to the new site, I think it was like 8-ish years ago. They're like, you can take the test again, or you can just bring over whatever you had. And I was like, I'll take the test again just for fun. And I was like, yep, you're still in Ravenclaw. And I was like, yeah,
I got Gryffindor. I mean, I didn't know what I was gonna get.
nice.
I was actually like, I'm like, I hope I get Slytherin. Um, and
You wanted Slytherin?
I mean, just because everybody too, when they were like, "Yeah, take the test," I'm Gryffindor, and I was like, okay. I'm like, well, I hope I'm different. And then too, when I got Gryffindor, I was just like, I think it's rigged. I think everybody just gets Gryffindor, and then like 1 out of 100, they're like, ah, you're Slytherin.
I was hoping either Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw, um, because those are my two
I
favorite houses.
What I don't get is why is they're called Hufflepuff, but they're a badger.
Yeah. Well, it
Badgers are
still
kind of
bothers
badass, so I'm like, it's such a
they they are, and everybody thinks that Hufflepuffs are like the lame ones, like oh, it's just like the silly food people who are loyal. Like, nah, dude, Badgers are pretty neat.
yeah.
Um, we'll see if the TV show does a better job with the representation because it always bothered me that the colors were wrong for Ravenclaw, and they put instead of I think it's like an eagle instead of a raven or something like that, or the opposite from the books. I was like, come on, guys, just because it's Ravenclaw doesn't mean it's a raven. I think it's an eagle who's the house animal or whatever. But
I thought it was
correct
a
me if
Raven.
I'm wrong,
I
nerd.
Well,
Comics.
I'm reading all the books right now with my son, and we're on the fifth book. We're like halfway through,
Hmm.
and I do want to say Ravenclaw is a raven, but maybe
Is it okay? I
yeah,
was like, I might be wrong. I know that they got the colors wrong because they did the
it's like black and like
silver versus
purple.
the gold. Yeah, or like Hufflepuff's like the only house who 100% stayed with Harry to find yeah, that's true, Matt Cat.
S Some of that might have been though too. When they change that stuff, some of it could just be the aesthetics of how it looks on film and
Right.
how it shows up.
And
Plus,
I've definitely seen the movies more than I've read. Like I've read the books before I saw the movies, but sometimes they like interweave in my brain. So I'm like, do I remember it wrong? Am I wrong? What?
no,
I gotta reread
Matt
it.
Cat's reading with his the books with his kids too. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say occasionally I do voices when I'm reading them. If like
Mm,
my voice isn't like strained, I feel like, especially I will not do it for anybody but him. Other than I know my wife hears it, but I do it. I
yeah.
will do a Dobby impression for him
I love
when I read
Dobby.
Dobby's parts. Nobody
Do
will
you do
ever
one
hear.
for Dobby and one for Winky too? Like, is it different?
No, no, no. It's like I can't do that many, but I can do Dobby, and I'll try and do my attempt at British accents every now and then. It just I got to be in the mood for it, but he
Yeah.
he giggles when I do it. So, But all right, we'll,
Broke.
we'll get too sidetracked. All right, well, we could talk about that when I have you on as a guest, Matt. Do voices too. Or is that like a Robin Williams reference? I do voices.
You're right.
All right, this one is a good one because everybody, it's interesting to hear what they say. Did I click it right? First thing you'd buy if you had $1 million.
Oh, a house
A
and some
house,
land. Yeah.
house and some land.
Yeah.
Would you want to like have a big house or a small house?
I don't know. Like I'm single right now and I don't want to like be too preemptive. Like I do want a family and stuff. So I wouldn't want to buy anything like too small. But like I don't know. The land would probably be the most important because you can always like build bigger if you have a plot of land or whatnot.
That's
But
true too. I don't know. I mean,
uh,
hey, you can have a normal, you can have you can have a family with a 2,500 square foot house, and that's not like insanely big or anything like that.
right, yeah, or like barn dominium, open style, and then just you know build additions or whatever. But I think the land would be most important because that's where your equity goes. Like,
You're like Dwight, got to buy land. Well,
sure, I've never seen The
oh, you
Office,
haven't seen
so
The Office? Oh, okay. That
I've
is really
watched
surprising.
I've watched the first like couple episodes of the first season. I watched the British version, and then when everybody was like, "Watch the American version," I'm like, "It's not as good though."
So,
And yeah, I'm one of
so
the lonely ones out.
I was gonna say with Parks and Rec, like Parks and Rec is a tough watch the first time around. I feel like it's really not until the end of the second season does it really kind of find its footing. And The
Mm,
Office is a little bit different. It finds its footing kind of halfway through into the second season, and
I felt the opposite. Like I was like, "Oh, The Office is trying to do British humor in an American way," and it rubbed me the wrong way. And Parks and Rec was just silly, and I was like, "I can get into this." Like
well,
it's
I'll just say so in the beginning, yeah, The Office, U.S. tried to be more like the British show, and they kind of realized that they couldn't do that, and a lot of it too was like they couldn't make their trouble that they were having was making Michael Scott too much of a jerk, but
yeah,
also having everybody hate him too much. So what they
right,
did is they toned him down a little bit, and then they
right,
increased everybody's sympathy towards him, and that kind of changed everything. And then when you watch Parks and Rec, they really tried to make it be like The Office in the beginning because they did like those interviews, like
right,
one-on-one
yeah,
interviews and things like that. And then they kind of went away from the fact that they were making a documentary on the show, and they were just
yeah,
you just saw what was going on, and that worked better. But I don't know.
yeah.
Office is good. It's second season to when Michael leaves in the seventh season. It's a great show.
It's always funny when people are like, "You have to just get through the first season and then you'll like it." And I'm like, "If I have to bear through something." I understand usually first seasons they're trying to figure out, they
Yeah.
have an idea, but they're trying to figure stuff out and it's usually not till season 2 or 3 where it's like, "Okay, here we go." But if I have to like begrudgingly watch through a whole season that I don't like, I'm probably not going to watch the whole show. You know what I
It's
mean?
six episodes,
Yeah.
but you could start on the second season and you'd be fine.
Just skip it.
And
Just
it's
skip the whole
it's
first season.
it is. It's one of those you would be fine with The Office. In
Mm,
all honesty, with kind of what happens. I mean, it sets up a few things, but not enough
it's
to where
not
like
super
you
important.
wouldn't hate it or anything like that. But no, I get you. I mean, it's how it is sometimes. But no, land in a house. That's a good choice. That'd be a tough one to disagree with. And then the last one. So the essentially it's marry, bang, delete.
Mhm.
So it's like that, but it's regarding people, people in entertainment, their careers. So it is keep, change, delete. So whose
Oh my
career would you
god.
keep? Whose career would you change for the better? And whose career would you just get rid of it? We don't need them. Life, it wouldn't have any effect on the industry, or the industry would be better if they just weren't around.
I'm gonna I'm gonna delete Emma Roberts.
Okay.
I'm going to oh oh man, Matt Cat's gonna judge me so hard. I'm going to change. Oh, this one's harder. Okay, yeah, delete Roberts. That's the easy one. Um, I'll keep Stone, and I would change Watson.
Okay.
Stone has had a pretty good career as far as like starting from goofy comedy to now she's like doing like Oscar roles kind of thing. So she's had a really good trajectory. I would change Watson only because she went from like beloved child star to everybody had a crush on her to kind of just annoying, wish she would go away. So maybe we can change the annoying bit where we wish she would go away. You know what I mean?
Well, I was gonna say, but you could delete her, and somebody else could have played Hermione, and you would never know any difference.
Yeah, but Roberts, I've never seen Emma Roberts in anything that I was like, yeah, I really like her as,
I, I was just, I was like Emma Stone, Emma Watson. I'm like, who else is
is an
named Emma?
Emma.
Yeah. I'm not very familiar with Emma Roberts, but I kind of feel like Emma Watson, Emma Roberts, you could almost interchange with
I
either
can't
one being
see
something.
anybody else as Hermione, and maybe that'll change with the new show coming out, but
Sure.
uh, Emma Stone's career trajectory has been pretty good. Emma Roberts, I could just leave her. She's
Whether
whatever.
you
Yeah.
like the movie or maybe even the role, like you really don't dislike Emma Stone. Like
Right.
yeah,
I don't dislike her acting. Like she does a good job. I think the first movie I ever saw her in was Zombieland.
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this chick's funny." Okay. And I still have never seen Superbad, but I think that was her like breakout
That
role.
yeah, it was. She kind of plays like the popular girl in school that
Okay.
uh oh gosh, what's his name? Um he's
Michael
the heavy
Cera?
no,
Oh
no,
no.
no, the other guy, the
Jonah
heavy
Hill? Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill. Yeah, Jonah Hill has a crush on. And like she though, like you kind of expect her to, I guess, be like almost have like no personality, be really like vapid into
Mhm.
herself, and she kind of isn't. She's actually very human in the role. And
I liked her in Easy A as well.
yeah,
She was very likable in that and very relatable in that one.
pretending pretending
Pretending to be
to
a slut. Yeah.
yeah, to be a hoe for Home Depot gift cards.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, at first it was just to protect her gay friend, so it was like, okay, that's admirable. And
Sure.
then I don't know, like that whole movie is just so fun, like her going like, "Oh, worst song ever," and then just singing that song the whole weekend. I was like, been there.
I like I was gonna say, who is it? Stanley Tucci, and he's got the adoptive brother, the little brother
Yeah.
that's black, but he's sitting at the table. He looks at him and he's like, "Where are you from originally?"
I love that he's like, "What does it matter? I'm adopted." He's like, "What? Who told you?" Like, I love Stanley Tucci so much.
Yeah, yeah. He's somebody like he could be so charismatic, and then he could be such a jerk. And you hate
Yeah.
him, but you love to hate him. Like that's
Yes. Yeah, but she did a good job of like her chemistry on screen with people really comes across
yeah.
no matter what she's in. So I
And
really like that.
I loved her as Gwen Stacy in the Spider-Man films. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, they were a
She
couple when they were making those movies, but still, just yeah, she does. She's got a lot of personality.
yeah,
So yeah, yeah. No, and again, this whole thing, it's just to make you squirm a little bit, and I change it up to
right.
where I put like people that you like, then I do ones where it's like people that you hate.
Yeah. No, I've been there. I feel you. I liked the witch Ryan. oh,
Uh,
that was
I,
good.
I, I, I was tempted to pick Jeff's and then have Yeti on here.
Jeff Goldblum, Yeti, or
Like Jeff Gordon. Well, that was fun.
Dahmer. I picked Dahmer.
Say normally I try to be a lot quicker with these, but I feel like I felt like needed to make up for our technical difficulties still.
No
So,
worries. No worries.
well, no, that was fun.
That was
Well,
fun.
we are going to get into the main part of the show, and that is to talk about your three favorite movies and your three favorite TV shows.
What did I send you? Because they always change based on my mood. So what did I
Well,
send you for
you're
my three
you're
favorites?
gonna find out here. You're gonna find out with everybody go,
Okay.
oh, that's what I sent you. Um,
I sent
it,
definitely within my top like five, top 10 movies,
well,
you know.
for films, it was Showgirls, Striptease, and Thomas the Tank, the film.
I
So,
knew it.
um, well, these are, FYI, these are not set in stone. I mean, a lot of people what I've asked, like, hey, you want to come on? I'm like, it's okay, if it's just like a movie you really like, or it's like what you're in the mood for right now. Like,
Yeah,
things change. This is not definitive. You're not going to
right.
be held accountable if you change down the road.
Hold me accountable. Like make fun of me. I don't care. I
Well,
like what I like,
and
all right?
and I've even had few people who have changed on me too, where they're like, I want you to do this, this, and this, and then they're like, wait a minute, I want to swap it out for this. Like, okay, it's whatever you would like to talk about.
Okay,
And
fine. Do
Matt Cat
that.
says he loves Showgirls. Of course he does. Um,
Of course. Of course.
so I put these all in the order that you provided them to me. So whether that had
Sounds
any
good.
meaning or not, that's how
It did.
they're going to be shared here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, come on. I'm a nerd. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Tolkien.
now, did you get to watch these in the theater when they
I
came out?
did. I saw the second and third one in the theater. I didn't see the first one in theaters because I think my mom was a little hesitant to let well, when did the first one come out? Oh one.
Uh, yeah, I want to say '01. Yep.
I don't think my mom was really happy about watching an 8 or letting an 8-year-old watch a PG-13 movie, but you know.
I
I,
was gonna say, I'm like, I don't know how old you are, so I'm like, I think I'm gonna find out here. So I'm like, okay,
yeah, so it's 93. If it was oh 01, yeah, I was like 8. Yeah.
okay.
So I didn't get
Uh,
to see the first one, but I did see the second and third one because we went with a group and she goes, "Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it would be." Sometimes PG-13 can be,
sure.
you know, totally different, and I think the PG-13 was mostly for like the war scenes and
Yeah,
the
the action of it. Oh
the
yeah.
orcs and the
I, I,
action. It wasn't
I
like
mean, none of the
personal.
dialogue. It doesn't go anywhere. There's no innuendo in it. I mean, even the
Right.
jokes are they're really just jokes or digs at the characters and what's happened through the story.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not sexual or like
no,
crude
there's
or you know.
there's I was gonna say the only thing that's sexual is that really long lingering look that Sam gives to Frodo at the end of the third one.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like you watch it later, like as a kid you're like whatever, and then as an adult you're like, was that necessary? You could have cut that a little shorter, Peter,
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say it's been a while since I've seen the extended cut, so I can't remember how long that scene is for the extended cut. Hopefully, it's not that hasn't been extended.
right, yeah. Here's
Uh,
2 extra minutes of them staring into each other's eyes.
but yeah, very. I mean, these are very classic. I mean, they're
Yeah.
um, I mean, I would put them on the level. I mean, one, it's a story older than Star Wars, but like the original trilogy of Star Wars. Just in terms of how epic that story is,
For sure.
this is very on par for it, and something that was made, in the past now 20 almost 25 years. I mean, it's crazy to think that these movies are that old now, but
Right.
they're phenomenal in the fact, I mean, Peter Jackson and how he shot it, and the fact that he was like, we have to do this all together. There's not going to be filming one and then we do another one, 2-3 years later.
Yeah.
We're going to do it all together. And it was such an impressive, every year you got one, such an epic event. Um, and I've
Right.
never read the books, but you do kind of miss out on like some things. Like, I'll just give the example I want to say from when Gandalf leaves the Shire after Frodo gets the ring to go like research it.
Mhm.
It's like 12, 15 years have passed.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like the birthday scene in the beginning, Frodo turns 33, and then by the time he like sets out on his journey, he's 50. So there's a whole bit of time that
Yeah,
passes.
I do kind of wish that they kind of maybe led on to that. That's the only real kind of criticism I have about the film.
There are a few bits about like if you just watch the films and you haven't read the books, there are little bits like that where it's like you just kind of have to rely on um like people like myself who have read the books who can kind of fill in the blanks. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's a valid criticism for the films where there's just different bits where you're like, why did he choose to do that? Or like Aragorn's whole transit like whole story arc through the movies was him not wanting to be king to him then accepting his role. That was
yeah,
never a thing in the books, but obviously you needed to give him a character arc because he can't just be like perfect the entire time without any sort of like,
yeah.
um in his character.
Well, then, like, the fact though he does age in the films, like once you get towards the end, he really, like, you can tell that they intentionally made him look older, so you can tell like there's a fair amount of time that does pass, but
Yeah,
it's never commented on. And I mean, part of me goes, I'm like, I guess you're fine not having that, but at the same time, I feel like if you really pay attention, you can pick up on little things that it's like, hey, I wish there was a hint towards it. Matt Cat said he's read the books and he saw all three in the theaters.
nice. That's I like that every, 5 years or so there'll be a movie theater that's local that'll like throw them back in the theater. So um,
Yeah,
new fans get to experience um, seeing them on the big screen because they are worth, they are like an epic adventure story. And it wasn't Tolkien's plan when he wrote the story for it to be a fantasy series or a fantasy epic. He wanted it to be more of an oral history because of because England or the UK didn't have an oral history for their people because of all the like the Norman invasions and stuff. Like they had
hmm
lost a lot of their history, and so this was kind of to be the history um, of the UK of England, and it turned into like this whole he kind of reinvigorized the whole fantasy genre, and it's funny because like every D&D campaign is basically the Fellowship of the Ring. Like you've got
sure.
got you've got your halfling, you've got your elf, you've got your your dwarfs and your humans, and they all have different things that they do, and it's like, oh my god, it's a D&D campaign.
It is a shame that he didn't live long enough to have seen this. It would have been interesting to have gotten his impression.
Yeah.
I mean, Christopher Lee, who I always get Sauron and Saruman confused.
Hmm.
Saruman is who Christopher Lee played, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Because he met Tolkien before and he read the books every year of his life.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I think probably through him, he definitely probably went like, oh yeah, he would have, enjoyed seeing this, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's it's a it's a good choice. I was gonna say you are the second guest I've had to have picked this, so um,
it's a good film series. It's
and,
just so
and
good.
and same thing where they were like, I got to pick the whole trilogy, and it's like, yeah, no, that's
It was
understandable.
filmed as one thing, so yeah, it does feel like one giant story. And I mean, Tolkien even didn't want he wanted to write it as one giant book, and his publisher was like, "No, you can't do that."
Yeah, yeah,
So it does feel like, one whole story, not
yeah,
just like, hey, this one. But if I mean, I guess if I had to pick one of the three, Return of the King is obviously, like the
sure.
um
Um,
I guess you could say.
I kind of like Two Towers. I kind of like that a little bit of the potentially hope is lost kind of moment,
Yeah,
and then the triumph at the end.
yeah.
And I would almost say too, like for not having read the books, I mean, like watching it like a few times because we do see Boromir. Spoiler, sorry, we see him get killed in the first movie at the end.
Mhm.
Uh, right? Is it Boromir?
Mhm. At the
Okay,
first one. Yep.
okay, Sean Bean.
Yep.
And it does kind of make you go like, all right, like there's a chance some of these other guys might die, and
Yeah.
I mean, like I kind of watched that and I was like, man, um Gimli and what's Orlando Bloom's character, the elf
Legolas.
Legolas. I was like, I think one of those guys might die in this this battle. They might die together, with just kind of
Yeah.
the way it
Or
was.
the
And
hobbits. Yeah. Yeah.
well, but I mean, like the almost the fact that they at that moment they were truly becoming friends and
Mhm.
watching out for each other.
Yeah.
They went from not having respect for each other to starting to have that, where it was like one of those things where I could see them going out together in some capacity.
Right.
So I mean that was kind of a few times throughout the movie, or the trilogy. It was like I think that guy might die.
Yeah, because you at the by the end of the first movie, you've lost two already. You've lost Gandalf, who's like the most powerful of the
Yeah,
crew, who's leader, um, who's the wisest, and then you lose Boromir, who's, despite his portrayal in the movies, is a very honorable guy. He just had this weakness,
yeah,
to want to protect his city and protect his people, because he had been, he's from a city that had just been bombarded by, Mordor. And once you get to the third movie and you see like, oh, the city stares directly into like the eye of the storm. No wonder he wanted to potentially use this
yeah,
gift, to you know, break down the enemy. Like it's you feel a little bit less animosity toward Boromir by the end, but he does
yeah.
get his like moment of redemption where he's like, "I would have followed you, my king," and you're like, "Okay,
Oh yeah,
yeah."
yeah. Well, Sean Bean's always good. I mean, poor guy dies nearly in everything, but
Everything, yeah, poor dude, yeah.
Matt Cap says, who's your favorite Lord of the Ring character?
Ooh, Samwise Gamgee.
Samwise. Okay.
Yeah,
I I'm very torn between I like Gimli and Legolas. Just
yeah,
you know
yeah. They're great.
the
Yes,
the friendship there is tough to
yeah.
beat. But yeah, no, this is a great choice and definitely something that we could probably spend so much time talking
I
about.
could, yeah, I could spend forever either talking about the books or the movies or
Sure.
breaking it down. And there's a reason why it's so beloved. It's a great series.
Yes, it is. It is. And I'll even side note like really quick for a little bit. Like I kind of didn't like Lord of the Rings. Like I saw them like they were good movies, but it was more of and I guess I get it, right? Star Wars and Star Trek had dominated so long with
Mhm.
sci-fi, and then the people who weren't really fans of sci-fi but loved fantasy, they were finally getting their fantasy trilogy. But like
Yeah.
hearing people argue about why Lord of the Rings is better than Star Wars. It was like I don't care. Like, why can't you just like it? Like, if you like Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
more than Star Wars, like, great. Like, you don't have to be like, well, this one is better than that one because these reasons. It's just like
Just
it.
let me like what I like, okay? Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it was just one of those. It's like, or like, why can't like, why can't I like both? Like, why do I have to pick one?
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I feel you. Because you don't have to push one thing down in order to uplift something
yeah,
else. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's very much how I felt, and that did kind of come out. But like I said, I feel like that was maybe a little bit of um, like I said, for just there wasn't really anything. There were good fantasy movies out, but just
Mhm.
nothing as epic as this. So
Yeah,
um,
he kinda set the
I
stage and
yeah, I think
set the bar really high.
it did. It got fantasy nerds really pumped.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to the next one. I can't even remember what the next one is. I only remembered this one. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Instant
yeah.
Family.
So good. Oh my gosh. It's if I want a good, like, cry at home movie, this is, like, a good go-to. It's just a fun family movie. It's silly, it's funny, but then it also touches on some, like, kind of important stuff of, like, adoption and all of that. Like, they have a thing at the end with its rolling credits of, like, all these adopted family pictures, and you're just like, "That's so beautiful." Like, yeah.
I have not seen this. My wife has. I showed, when I do these slides, I always show them to my wife, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, Instant Family, I love that movie."
It's a corn fest, I will say, but I am a chick, and I actually have the DVD on my shelf. I've watched it, I don't even know, like, dozen times or more, and I like Marky Mark, I like, Rose Byrne, they're both really funny, they have good
Yeah.
chemistry on screen, and sometimes when you have child actors, you're like, "Ugh," like they kind of ruin it. But in this one, the child actors actually do like a really decent job.
I can't think of what her name is, but the one in the middle there, she just played Hawkgirl in Superman,
Yeah, I
and
was just
then
about to say, I was like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the teenage daughter is Hawk Girl now. But
yeah, and she was in Alien Romulus, and then I want to say she did something else. I cannot think of it. I think she's on the Last of Us show too. I think that's kind of like her other big thing. I don't know if she's still on the show. I haven't been watching it, but yeah,
I,
she's kind of done quite a bit.
I
I
was
didn't even realize the little girl there in the photo until I actually like pulled this up now and really looked at it. But I feel like that the little boy there, I've seen him in other things. He looks very familiar.
not all brown people look the same, R2.
Well, hey, my kid is a little brown boy, so
I'm just messing with you. I'm not really good with actors, especially like child actors.
Sure,
Because then like they'll like hit puberty and you're like, whoa, is that the same kid? Um, and those two are both pretty young. I don't know if I've maybe seen them in other things, but
sure,
yeah, I know the teenage daughter's definitely been in quite a bit of
yeah.
stuff.
I
I haven't seen. I don't even think I finished Last of Us season one. So if she's in season two, I definitely have not seen her in that.
I don't know when she appears. I think I saw because I
Who
think
does she
after I
play?
watched Alien Romulus, I was like, like something about her looks familiar, and it wasn't that. It was something else that I had recognized her from, but I can't think now. But this movie does make me think: is there a scene of Marky Mark being like, "Hey there, little kid, you want to be adopted by us? No, okay, well, say hi to your mother for me."
There's definitely a scene where they meet the kids. So they meet the older teenage daughter in the park, and she's like, "Get out of here, old people! Like you don't want a teenage kid." And they're like, "Actually, we really like her." So they meet all the kids at this like their intermediate foster family, right? And he's like, "Do you like the Clippers? Do you like this? And he's like trying to talk to this kid, and so it's very exactly how you just that intonation of like, it's okay. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I like the Clippers too. It's all right. So
Hey there, little kid. You like the Clippers? Why not the Celtics? They're wicked awesome.
right, exactly. So it's funny. That's like actually a scene in the film.
Well, that's pretty good. Well, now I feel like this is something that Mrs. R2 is going to put on for me one day and be like, "Come on, Cait said she liked this movie. Let's watch it."
It is like, yeah, it brings a tear to my eye, because it's just like it's good tears. It's like happy,
Yeah.
happy family film, but it is a corn fest, like just corny and cheesy kind of, but it's a good movie. I like it.
Yeah, no, I get that. And it's not one I've heard of, but I always like hearing about, definitely stuff I don't know anything about, because then it always makes me go, well, yeah, maybe
Well,
I do
maybe
need to
I'll
give
check it
this a
out or
shot and
something.
check it out.
Right.
So, no, that's cool.
Even
And
if it's a
then,
one and done, watch it with the wife and
oh,
just
I
have
think
a
I
good time.
lost my audio for a sec. Hang on, give me one sec.
Okay.
Did it work now? Testing.
I could I can still
Okay.
hear you.
Yeah, I think my earbuds are going bad because all of a sudden my ear got shocked and then I couldn't
Oh
hear you.
no.
Yeah, I think I need to get some new earbuds this weekend. Uh,
What
so,
are you using?
I don't know. I got these off Amazon a couple years ago. I wanted to get some earbuds that didn't have a microphone on them,
Ah, okay.
and that was it. And I didn't want to get big,
The
headphones or
giant
anything like
ones.
that. I
Yeah.
just wanted something nice and simple. But yeah, they just shocked me just now. So maybe that's what all my audio issues are. I got
Oh,
the,
good.
I got defective earbuds that are shocking me. Surprised you didn't notice that. Like I twitched for a moment too. I was like,
I did see you like move, and I was like, did he hear something? But I
no,
didn't
I
realize you
was
got
getting
like electrocuted.
I was getting electrocuted. Uh,
Don't touch water.
okay, well, we'll go on to the next one. The next one is the one where I was like, really? This is what you picked? It is for. I mean, I was really just having fun with you. There's no wrong picks here, but this is definitely not an R2 flick. I'll be honest.
It's another chick flick. Yeah. It was funny because earlier I was like, did I pick Galaxy Quest? Because that is definitely top, or like I was like, why didn't I pick like Kill Bill? Because I love those movies, but I can see what kind of mood I was in when you asked me this now. I'm like,
You were
okay.
like, "Don't judge me. I'm a girl."
I do love musicals. And it's funny that you put the Barbara Streisand or Meryl Streep up now because you know, I'm like, oh, Barbara Streisand's on my list. I remember Funny Girl. Um, yeah, I don't have any other explanation other than I like musicals. Barbara Streisand is a freaking powerhouse in this movie. This is like her breakout role on screen and on Broadway for this. Um, and it's sort of biographical in a way.
Well, Matt Cat would watch this with you.
Matt Cat, and I mean this with love. Are you a woman trapped in a man's body?
I was gonna say maybe Matt Cat will fire up a cigar with you and watch this.
Honestly, Matt Cat, I adore you. Sometimes I'm like, why are you gay? I know you're not. I know you're not. I
Why are
know you're
you
not.
gay?
And why are you gay?
Who's gay? You are
You
gay.
you are gay. You are gay. At least I have an excuse for liking it. you know. Barbara Streisand is a great singer, but goddamn her face. Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, she's a great singer because she never got a nose job. If she had gotten a nose job, it would have messed up all of that. And anyway, I'll just put that out there. But It's a really good. It's like one of my go tos as far as like if I want to sit down and enjoy some music and a backwards love story. I guess is what I would say.
He says, "I'd smoke a cigar and watch this with you, sing along with it."
Oh yeah, if Yeti watches this, he's definitely making fun of both me and Matt Cat
That's
equally.
that's that's too funny.
You guys are lame and stupid. Why'd you pick those movies? Yes.
Because
It's a
we love
good.
chick flicks. That's why.
Cause
Now let us
I'm a chick and I like chick flicks. What do you want from me?
now let us enjoy our cigars and watch the musical.
But see what I mean about walking contradiction? It's like, oh, if I told you, here's my like three of my favorite films, right?
Yeah.
And we're
Well,
talking about nerdy stuff, would you be like, oh yeah, she also smokes cigars?
yeah. I mean, that was the other thing too. Like again, like I was telling Miss R2, she's like, "Who's your guest?" And I'm like, "Oh, Cait." And she's like, "Who's Cait?" I'm like, "Oh, she's nerd with a cigar." And she's like, "What do you mean with a cigar?" I'm like, "I don't know. She smoked cigars every now and then. That was like her. That was what she went by before she was
Yeah,
really." And then I'm like, now she's on 8750, and she's Cait.
yeah. Because well, I'm not super anonymous. Like, if you tried hard enough, you could probably find me on, the internet. And I wasn't never trying to make like a name for myself on the YouTube sphere, the X sphere, or whatever. But I did want to kind of like keep a distance between myself and like people I worked with
Oh,
or
sure.
what. So I was like, all right, nerd with a cigar. I won't put my like full name out there, so we'll just do my nickname and go by Cait and kind of keep a little bit of separation from my hobbies versus what I do for work, and it's kind of worked out so far.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you too. Where like the last thing I want to do is put my full name out there, just because of one, like again, like one day if I go like, yeah, I don't really like the Disney sequel trilogy, and like is that going to set off some you know Twitter
Don't.
weirdo
Yeah.
after me, because how dare I? Um, but I was going to say, I've talked about before and on other channels people have asked, but like my nickname, I've had this nickname since I was 18.
Mm, okay.
So I've actually always gone by it, and I have this name in some other areas where like gaming platforms, things like that. So it's like to somebody, if somebody wanted to look, they could find me. But even still, then I mean, I don't put too much of myself out there, and I mean, wanted to be recognizable enough, but. Yes, that's true. My last name is not Icky. But and yeah,
Cat,
when
your last name isn't Cat?
yeah,
Gosh, what?
I was gonna say I thought his last name was 83. Uh, um, but no, I mean, again, there's no wrong picks with any of this. I mean, even if it's a type of movie that I would probably never watch, just because it's not what I would be interested in.
It's not your
At the
cup
same
of
time,
tea. Yeah.
I've watched movies that I had no interest in, and then they've ended up being good or at least entertaining to watch. This
Right.
is
You
not.
can appreciate them for
Oh
what
yeah,
they are without
yeah,
thinking it's your favorite. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's still, even in stuff that maybe I didn't have interest in, it's still a good movie. It just may not be like musicals. Just aren't my type of genre. But
Mhm.
I had an ex girlfriend. She, for her parents' anniversary, she took them to a play, and
Mhm.
she bought tickets for all. She brought me along, and it was Rent. And saw it in San
Okay.
Francisco.
Okay.
This was
So it was really gay version
Yeah,
of
it was
Rent.
really gay, and I didn't know what to expect. I
Yeah.
never seen it, but at the same time, it was one of those things like seeing these people perform on stage and actually sing.
Yeah.
Some of them, there was. playing instruments, and it was one of those things where it's like I enjoyed that. Like that was such a fun experience, even though that wasn't necessarily probably the type of thing I would go see on the regular.
Mhm.
I really appreciated it for what it was. Um,
And it's nice to be introduced to something that you wouldn't
Something new.
yourself go to. Yeah. I was a musical theater kid, so this is kind of like right up my alley. As far as and there's I would you could argue that there's better movie musicals and there's worse movie musicals than Funny Girl. But because, I was in musical theater and choir and stuff, we would do some of the songs from this, like I'd Rather Be Blue Thinking of You, um, is one, even Don't Rain on My Parade, super difficult song to sing. Um, I've performed it before and it's the range that you need and the vocal control that you need. So like I understand the technical bits from like the musical standpoint just from having had to perform it. So I have the appreciation there, but then it's also just like there's some things are classics for a reason. Sometimes it's cliche, it's like, "Oh, I don't like this classic. I don't like this classic." But I also have this DVD on my shelf because it's
Well, that was to say I didn't know that you sang. So I mean, like I that's
yeah,
I'm learning more new things about you as the stream
yeah.
goes on.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so it's, like, this is kind of right up, I've always loved the theater and, it's not every day that you get to go to the theater, so when the theater presents itself in movie form, it's like, "Oh, okay, cool. I don't have to go to the theater to enjoy
Yeti.
the
That's who
of
you
it."
have to do it to. Yeti.
Right.
Yeah, he just criticized you the entire time, Matt Cat. By the way, he'd be like, "Why aren't you wearing an 8750 shirt while you're doing that?"
Right, yeah, right?
He's like,
How
did you
dare you?
did you do your ice dip today or whatever it was that he was
Oh, the cold plunge?
cold plunge?" Yeah, he's always got some health trend thing that he's hawking for whatever weird reason.
The Coldpl I don't even have like, I have,
Oh my
I
goodness,
know
I lost my.
Matt Cat got really into the cold plunging, and he actually got, like, the thing, and then, Yeti's kind of like a pit bull, and once he grabs on, he doesn't let go, and he's
Yeah.
like, "You're gonna what temperature is it? What kind did you get? Where did you set it up?" I was like, "Bro, not everybody is 100% into everything."
I know.
However, I will say though, when he does give advice about like health and stuff, it's usually like a pretty good, like he recommended for years Garmin watch and I finally got one and I'm like,
I was just gonna say
what?
when he's like, yeah, I just bought a $1,200 Garmin watch. Everybody else should go buy one.
Right. And I'm like, I'm not buying a $1,200 watch, homie. I'll buy the like $300 one. It works just
I
fine.
was gonna say, is Lisa still here? Because I just not only that, I think of when I think of Garmin, I just think of the fact that Lisa tracks
Her
her
spooky dookies.
yeah, I was gonna say her potty breaks,
Yeah.
and shares them with him.
Oh yeah, and there's and I don't even know. Lisa, do we have the same watch? Because I have not found on my watch where you can track your deuces.
What mode detects clenching?
Right, right. Like, is that like an extra feature that you can add to it? Like, because that's not one of the options when I
I
scroll.
I was gonna say I also like Spooky Dookie. Are you saying that just because it's October, or is
She has different names for each month. So,
wow?
during in October, it's Spooky Dookie. I know December is like the Yule log. Um, I
I
forget
was
what
gonna
the other ones are.
say is like November Turkey Tinkle or something.
It's so I don't know. Yeah, there's different ones for each time of the year, but yeah, the
Wow,
Spooky Dookie is is the October one.
wow, that's great. Um, well, I'm stumped after that one. Well, I think I think we've said all we need to say now about Funny Girl. Uh,
Yeah. If you like musicals and if you think Barbara Streisand's talented, check it out. If that's not your thing, then yeah, don't worry about
oh, here I did have a question. So, what is your favorite play?
it. Ooh. I do like The Sound of Music or play or musical.
Um,
Or just
well,
anything on stage,
what is
really.
like the difference? Because a musical is a movie, right? But play is like a stage play.
N a musical is anytime somebody sings and it's not just like so musicals could be a movie. That's why I have like Disney Renaissance's movie musicals or Funny Girl movie musical. But Funny Girl started off on a stage. Um like My Fair Lady started off on stage and then they made a movie of it. Um play, let's see. I would I would probably say A Raisin in the Sun. It's not a musical, and it's about this family going through. I think it's set in like the 40s or 50s, and I remember reading the kind of like Shakespeare. You like we read it, and then we went to go see it on stage, um, and it always kind of stayed with me. So maybe A Raisin in the Sun would be my favorite play
I've
that I've.
never heard of that before. I didn't get to see it, but the wife took the kiddo to see. There's a local theater out here and saw
Mhm.
Sound of Music, and then they watched the movie, and he really enjoyed it.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, Sound of Music is a good one. I don't think I've ever seen anything on the stage that I didn't like. Uh, okay, let me rephrase. I don't think I've seen anything on the stage that I didn't appreciate. Whether or not it was, kind of like you going to see Rent, it's like, okay, I probably won't see this again. Maybe it wasn't my thing, but I can appreciate it for what it is.
yeah, yeah, there she is. She yep
Yeah,
took little
little
Spidey.
Spidey.
Um, yep. He's not so little these days, but yeah, he got a kick out of that. But okay, yeah, never heard of that one. I guess that's true though. Like, not all plays are musical, but I feel like all musicals are plays.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. Unless it's if it's on stage, the all musicals are plays.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, even like when you watch, I mean, feel like something like this, like it's got the musical type movies. A lot of them do have just that feeling of like it is being performed on a stage. It's just cinematic.
A sound stage, yeah,
Yeah,
versus the with the audience, looking at you. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. So okay, well, yeah, good deal. Well, I mean, definitely, it's hey, I always appreciate people who if they leave comments after they watch this, um, and go like, yeah, like I checked out everything that Kate said that she liked, and I like this. This was a great
And
movie.
they sucked. Yeah.
Everybody should go see Funny Girl. Or maybe they'll be like, Funny Girl sucks. It's all about Funny Lady. Um, but all right, well, we're going to go on to the TV shows and 30 Rock.
Classic. It's a good one. I it's a lot of nostalgia too because I used to watch it a lot with my best friend in high school. But even like when I think about the jokes in this show, it just like makes me laugh in my head. It's probably my favorite sitcom of all time. And it's it's just funny. It's just goofy and silly. And I think Tina Fey's humor is kind of like right along with mine, where it's a little bit of nerdy, a little bit of goofy, a little bit of political humor, and all kind of weaved into one. Um,
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely made at a time when like comedy was comedy and there really wasn't a agenda behind it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, like you got like was it a little bit you could tell the bias a little bit of
Well, like,
all the political jokes,
I can't
but
think of what Alec Baldwin's name was on the show at the moment, but
Jack Donaghy,
yeah, but I mean, like Jack was
yeah,
like conservative, right? And it was very
right,
much like how like well, Ron Swanson's a libertarian, but still, like, right, he had like just that persona, but it was not
yep,
like, oh my god, he's conservative, or like he was portrayed in anything evil.
right. It was silly, and
Yeah,
even that she would make fun of herself because there was a season that was like right around the same time as Obama's reelection, and there was a joke that she made. She's like, "Real 4 more years of whatever he was doing," and you're just like, okay, so she can laugh at herself, and there's kind of
oh
like this,
yeah, it was back when they were still making fun of just they made fun of everybody, and
yeah,
there were conservatives, there were liberals, and that was just it, and nothing big. I mean,
and
like,
we were allowed to laugh about it.
yeah, I can't look though at Alec Baldwin anymore without being like, he shot a lady.
Yeah, yeah. I remember in the last couple of seasons when they were filming like seasons, okay, like it was either 6 or 7, and he had like gotten kicked off a plane for being like drunk and yelling at a stewardess, and
He
then
he was playing Words with Friends, and they were like, "Hey, everybody needs to turn off their electronic devices for like 15 minutes," and
yeah,
he wouldn't do it.
yeah,
And he was like, "I'm Alec Baldwin. I don't have to do this."
and they're like, we don't care who you are, turn off your cellular
Yeah, like
device.
everybody does, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. It's well, I mean, like it is too. Like when he does at least more of his, I would say his older episodes where he hosted SNL. Like he's
Hmm.
hilarious. But it's like,
Yeah.
golly, like he seems like such an awful person in real life.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes who's talented, and he knows he's talented, and I don't know. It's always funny to me when actors have like a high sense of like self because okay, like obviously your career choice, you need to have popularity.
Yeah,
Your whole career success is based on do people like me or not. But like if we're gonna break down what you do for a living, you play dress up, you memorize words that other people wrote, and then you perform them. Like you play pretend for a living. Calm down. You're not that
yeah.
special. Like
Well, it's like
relax.
athletes too, right? You get paid millions to play
A
really
sport.
a sport, a child's game,
Yeah, right. So
and
like relax. Relax. You're
yeah,
not that cool.
he there was kind of around that time when he got in trouble on the airplane. It was there was a really bad storm in New York, and it flooded part of the Manhattan, and he went down to like visit like one of the colleges. Like a bunch of the kids got displaced out of their dorms and had to go like into like the gym and stay a couple nights in there. And like he came to visit them and just hang out because it was like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. My presence should be enough to like soothe you.
Right.
Was it like,
Right.
hey, like I came down with like meals for everybody, or blankets or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like,
My presence is a gift. Yeah,
yes,
right.
that's very much what it was. It was
Yeah.
like, okay, thanks, Alec Baldwin.
Okay, Alec. Yeah. Okay. Is your brother Steven around? Like,
Um, but no, I didn't get into this as much as like The Office or Parks and Rec, or a few other shows,
yeah.
but like it is something where it is fun to throw it on, and you do get a chuckle out of it. It is a well written show, that's for sure. And
Yeah, I like that it wasn't super duper popular, but it won a ton of awards, which like okay, awards is just famous people tapping themselves on the back, but in my opinion at that time it was well deserved because it was just well written, thoughtful comedy. It wasn't just like slapstick
yeah,
dumb stuff. Um Especially nowadays it's like the punchline is the same over and over and over again. You had a little bit of variety.
yeah,
Um And even Matt Cat in the comments, the Oprah episode is the same episode that Tracy dresses up as a white woman. But yes,
Oh,
that is a hilarious episode.
well,
Um,
this comment here about Alec Baldwin's wife, that's true too. Yeah, she claims she's from Spain and has an accent and everything, but she's like
yeah,
Irish. She's like white as could be, and
right. It's
she
like
was
calm
on
down.
she
Stop.
was on like like the Today Show or Morning Show, something like that. And she was doing a cooking segment, and she was like, one of the ingredients was a cucumber, and she picked it up, and she's like, and she's like holding, she's like, how you say, and like what did like the hosts were like, cucumber, like
Oh my god.
you're like, you can't say this, like it was the funniest thing. It was like so
Ah,
ridiculous.
yeah. It's it's funny how, and for a while I think audiences played into it of like uh not like hero worship but celebrity worship. And maybe it's since COVID when everybody was just kind of like on their phones, and celebrities were like, pay attention to me on social
Oh
media.
yeah,
We just kind of got like really sick of them really quickly.
we're gonna sing
Uh,
you a song.
right, yeah. It's like, oh, that's gonna help me pay my bills because my, you know, job has deemed me, not essential or whatever. Like, get out of here. Um,
Tiger King was the gift that kept on giving though during that time.
Oh my god, yes! The Carol Baskin songs that people have made. Yeah, I think meme culture ramped into like a whole new effect. And
It was that bitch Carol Baskin.
this is gonna financially ruin me.
There was I still have a bunch of the Tiger King memes, and
Yeah,
because they were just so classic. And I think my favorite
yeah,
was like, it was like, who knew straight men were like three baggies away, 3 baggies of meth away from being gay.
yeah. Oh my god, it was so funny. And then like they interview, I forget what character it was, but she's like missing an arm because she got like attacked by one of, and I'm like, you kept working there?
Well,
Like
that was
what?
the financially ruined part too. Was when her
Oh my
arm
gosh.
got bitten
Yeah.
off by a tiger, and then they were
Yeah.
all like, a
Oh
bunch of
my
like the
god.
staff like lived in like these like trailers that were falling apart, and then
Right.
too like they were getting the expired meat from like the
Yeah.
local Walmart, and then it was
Right.
like some of them were like, well, this one's still good for like 2 more days. They're like, I'm
Yeah.
keeping this, and then too it like came out like they were putting that meat on like the pizza that they were making at like the
Yeah.
the little
And like
cafe area.
feeding it to people. You're like, oh my
Oh
god.
god.
Makes you rethink like all those places that people go to. Like, do I want to pet tigers? Are you a tiger king? Like
Oh
what?
yeah.
When I go to an
Uh,
animal sanctuary and somebody's missing their arm, just walk away. Just walk away.
yeah, yeah. Oh man. Um, like we were talking about 30 Rock, and then we're like Tiger King.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin to Tiger King. Yeah, no.
Exactly.
I I
Um,
would have been it would have been funny though, because if 30 Rock had an episode about, if 30 Rock were made like, instead of like '06 to 2013, like 2013 to like 2020, I
yeah.
can't even imagine all of the jokes that they would have like ramped into. Yeah.
Well, not only
The
that, but like example, like Jack or not Jack. Jack McBrayer, right? The guy at the end. What was his name?
Kenneth. Kenneth.
Kenneth. Yeah. Like I want to say I'm like I think he is gay in real life, but like his character is just like nothing but innocence,
Yes.
and I
Yeah.
feel like, oh man, my camera's out of focus. Gotta fix that.
Happens.
Um, like his innocence of his character, like I feel like people would have like made such a big deal about that, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
would have had to have
Maybe it
been something
existed
as
in the
opposed
time
to
of his
just.
character.
That's what I mean. Like this was made at a time where like just a character could be just innocent and not be anything else other than that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe it was made at like the perfect time. I think the best joke of the entire show was Tina Fey left her job at SNL, where she was the head writer, and SNL, as you know, is a late night sketch comedy show, to go play Liz Lemon, the the head writer of a late night sketch comedy
Yeah.
show. And I was like, that is the fun, like that. If none of the other jokes land, which there's plenty of jokes that landed in the show, but if none of the other jokes land, that is just like peak irony and the perfect comedy in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean it was one of those things. If you weren't aware of it, yeah, I mean it's a play on her life experience there.
For
Uh,
sure. Yeah.
and I was gonna say, have you ever read? I think she's done a couple, but she did wrote a book about herself and growing up and everything, her life.
Oh,
Um,
Bossy Pants.
yeah, yeah, and I didn't read it, but my mom did. And I remember my mom telling me about like I mean I kind of noticed it, but like I never focused, but like her scar on her cheek, and that like when she was like
Hmm.
10 years old, some guy just walked up and slashed her face.
Yeah, well, she did grow up in Philly, so
Wow, just it's like I was like
yeah.
just thinking about though the time when she grew up, like that happened back then, like holy cow.
Yeah.
At
Well,
least,
and like you said, I didn't really notice it either, until she had mentioned it. Maybe it's, lighting and makeup, but then
yeah,
also she didn't talk about it in her book as much, but I think like if you look at camera angles and how they frame her,
yeah.
they always frame her good side or whatever.
Well, and
Um,
then high def TV, you see so much more, and that kind of
yeah,
changes how you do
right.
makeup as well. But yeah, no, I mean, like when I heard about it, I'm like, I guess she has a scar. Like I never picked up on it, and then when I heard about it, I was like, golly, that's brutal.
Right, and
But
she was a kid too when it
I
happened. I
I
forget what
know.
age she said she was, but it was like she was young.
Yeah, like
Uh,
like maybe 10 at the oldest, but like she might have been like 6 too, like even like
yeah, she
younger.
wasn't a teenager. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what age she said, but she did say that her parents tried to like instill confidence in her so that she wasn't super self-conscious about it. So
Yeah.
she's like, and she made a joke in the book like, and I'll keep all of these Golden Globes. Thank you very much. As like it's like as
Yeah.
a way of like her scar directly led her to having her
I mean
parents
it
trying to build up her confidence, and now
I
she's like on TV and
I
whatnot.
mean it kind of could have, right? In a way, so
Maybe, yeah,
you never know.
right,
Sometimes the worst things that happen, to us can bring out the best of us, so
for sure.
who knows, but yeah, no, this is a fun pick. Definitely, yeah, if you've never watched 30 Rock, check out some episodes. They're pretty good.
You can jump in right in the middle too. It's like it
And
doesn't matter. Like
I
it was
am.
back when TV wasn't, there wasn't like a full story through seven seasons. It was just like, here's
It was
something crazy that happened
it,
this workday.
it was very
Yeah.
much just whatever shenanigans were going on. There was really no
Yes. Exactly.
there was
Yeah.
no main arc to it other than just they're working on, a late night sketch comedy show.
Right. Yeah. It's just the shenanigan. It kind of makes you think like, oh, who was who in SNL who they like were making fun of in 30
Well,
Rock? Like what?
I think it was more of probably the actual writing staff than any of the.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
mean, other
Yeah.
than like Tracy Morgan is clearly just playing himself,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
like things like that. But like,
Yeah.
um, I think that was probably far more behind the scenes look than what people were seeing. But
Yeah, I could see like Jack Donaghy was probably based off Lorne Michaels a little bit. Um,
yeah, and I'm sure some other kind of people as well.
execs. Yeah,
Yeah.
like conglomerate of different characters. But yeah, it's a fun show. It's just
Yeah.
silly good comedy.
Well, good pick. We'll go on to the next one. I can't remember what it is, so it'll be a surprise. Oh, that's right. Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Yeah, that's a good one. I love Doctor Who.
And I
But
found a picture that kind of had all the people I feel like that were liked as doctors.
the only ones that matter.
Yeah, yeah. Because I've seen a few episodes of Doctor Who, but never really kept up with it. But I've listened to a lot of people who have talked about Doctor Who, and
Yeah,
just the last two Doctors were very just disappointing. They could have been good
yeah.
doctors, but just how they treated the character.
It always comes down to the writing. And um yeah, it's never I never want to say it's never the actor's fault, but usually it's not the actor's fault. When a show is bad, they're just, performing what was given to them. Um some of even like the old guy in the middle, Peter Capaldi, he
Yeah,
was the last doctor that I gave a crap about. Some of his last seasons, people had a lot of issues with them because the writing just got a little bit more. They used like the female companion. So the
yeah,
basic premise of the show is there's the doctor and there's the companion, and the doctor's always explaining things to the companion because the companion's kind of like the audience who's like, "What's going on here? What is this world?" And the doctors explains to them. But during Capaldi's last few seasons, it was like the opposite. Roles were reversed, where the companion had to like lead the doctor through, how to treat people and stuff. And so people kind of got upset with a few of his last seasons. But yeah, the last two doctors that they've had, it just they they took the character and just threw it out the window. Um, I would say Doctor Who is on the level of like Star Trek as far as like being a beloved sci-fi series. And so I'm not a Trekkie myself. I've never really got into it, either next gen or anything like that. But the level of love that people have for this show, I would say, is around the same as like the Trekkie fan base. And so when you kind of like wipe your ass with this beloved series and say "f you" to the fans, you know,
yeah.
will revolt.
I have
Whatever.
heard that about Peter Capaldi's. Does like everybody liked him a lot as a doctor,
Hmm.
but yeah, the writing did go downhill towards the end there with him, and then
Yeah,
if I heard her name I would know, but when they did the female doctor, the
Jodie
big
Whittaker.
thing, yeah, the big thing was not that they casted a female doctor, it was how they
Hmm.
wrote her.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
but the most recent doctor, not only the writing, but he very much played into the writing, and
Yeah.
it was a combination of both. It was the actor and the writing.
Yeah. Well, BBC isn't known for being neutral, let's just say.
Sure.
Uh, and but yeah, during Jodie Whittaker's run, so the whole point of Doctor Who is like they go to some cool planet and they meet some alien and they go on some wacky adventure, and that's the point, is like you're going somewhere else and we're doing, we're going back in time, or we're going to, future Earth or whatever, or we're going to go so far into the future of Earth there's cat people or whatnot. And Jodie Whittaker's run, it was like, no, we're going to go to present day America, and there's like gonna be a American businessman who's like clearly Donald Trump, or hey, we're gonna go to the same bus as Rosa Parks was on, and we're gonna like be a part of that. And I was like, damn, I thought this was a freaking show about aliens and Daleks and like wacky shenanigans on other planets, not preachy nonsense. And the last thing Americans care about is UK talking about American politics. And I think the last thing that British people care about is a UK show talking about American politics. So it like really it was like who is this show for?
Yeah, the writing of, and it's just so, we so much commonly see this, and I almost will give the example of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. People watch television shows to escape reality, escape what's going
Yeah,
on.
for sure.
It's like you have every opportunity to show us, you know, what the world could be instead of showing
Mhm.
us how you think the world currently is or what the
Mhm.
world currently is. Like nobody wants to see that.
Right.
And that's what has happened with Doctor Who. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, the premise of it is pretty wild because the whole right, because when the doctor changes, what do they call that again? I um
Oh
there's
shoot. I
there's like
don't
a there's
why
a name for it.
I know, and why did it just slip my brain? I'm a bad
I
Whovian.
I want to say
Uh,
like when they evaporate, but that's not what it is.
Regenerate.
Regenerate. That's right. When they
Yeah.
regenerate. So the original actor, I don't know which one it is on here. I'm assuming the one that's on the very far left there.
Far
Uh,
left. Yeah.
yeah, he
William
died,
Hartnell.
and so
Yeah.
they were like, "What do we do?" And so they decided, well, we'll make it that the doctor changes into a different form after a
Mhm.
certain amount of time, and
Yeah.
it was, kind of out of lemons, right? They made lemonade, and
Yeah.
they kind of created an interesting format. It's almost kind of like what happened with Heath Ledger in that last movie he was making. He filmed only like a third of it, and so they decided to bring in other actors, and as he
Fill
went
in
through
the
these
parts.
different
Yeah.
areas, he changed into somebody else. And
Right.
yeah,
And
yeah,
and that was kind of a fun, like you said, it was a kind of fun fluke. Even the way that they filmed the regenerations with like the light coming out of their face and stuff. They were filming on old film back in the 60s, and they were just trying to find a way to like change the face from the first Doctor to the second Doctor, and it just accidentally kind of happened that way, and now it's just part of the lore of it. And I think that's kind of cool when you have a show with like that much history, where okay, we're gonna take this happy accident and turn it into part of the lore. And it was a beloved show for 50 plus years until they, ruined it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
here we are.
Hey, Jacob.
it's it's still enjoyable. You can still go back and watch classic Who. People still love, when they rebooted it in '05 with
uh, Christopher
Christopher
Eccleston.
Eccleston. Yeah, and like he only had a one season run, but even like the 10th, 11th, and 12th Doctors, like you can have a fun time with those 7 or 8 seasons of
Yeah.
new Who, as they call it.
Well, I was gonna say too, like the regeneration, like part two, has kind of almost become very emotional. Like I know
Mhm.
David
Yeah,
Tennant, like when that happened, like, and I've seen the clip of it where he's like, it's like really heartbreaking. He's like, I don't want
yeah,
to go.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's it was one of those things where like when I remember seeing that, it's like, okay, like I can get like why so many people love this,
Mhm.
show.
Yeah, yeah. It
You
does
know,
get very emotional because you go through this like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this new Doctor. You learn to love them, and then they leave, and it's like clean slate once every couple of seasons where you get new companion, new Doctor. There's only been a few times where the companion has stuck through multiple Doctors.
hmm
Um, and it kind of it gives a fresh face to the show. You get to tell new fun stories, and it's just it's fun because there's you can say, I really enjoy the Ninth Doctor. Like everybody has their favorite Doctor, but as a fan of the show, you can like multiple doctors and multiple seasons for different
Yeah.
reasons.
Well,
It gives a new face to it.
yeah, and to bring in like different actors, like it is a good way to get a good actor to do it because it's one right. BBC only does short run seasons, right?
Yeah.
Like 10 episodes, right? Like isn't that like typically what they do, like 8 or 10 episodes?
Yeah, something like that. It's like 10 episodes. The classic Who was a little bit different because there were 30-minute episodes and there'd be like a ton of them.
Hmm.
But they were like really short. But yeah, you would only get I think Eccleston only got like 8 or 10 episodes, and then Matt Smith, or the 10th Doctor rather, David Tennant, had 3 seasons. But yeah, and then there's always like some Christmas special or some, like
Yeah.
not part
But
of
it
the season, specials or whatever. But
but it seems like it's an easy way to get a good actor to come in because
mhm,
it's not such a long commitment where it's like, well, yeah, sure, I'll do this for 3 seasons, so
right,
it's right 3 years, but it still
yeah,
would allow them to do other projects. And
for sure,
Jacob says Tom Baker and Matt Smith are his favorites. I want to say
they're
Tom
good.
Baker is that's the fourth one from the left there, right next to Eccleston.
Yeah, next to Eccleston. Yeah, the fourth Doctor is very much a fan favorite.
Yeah,
And Matt Smith is another one. Matt Smith is a really good actor, and I think Doctor Who kind of launched his career. He only wanted to stay 3 seasons, not only because David Tennant only stayed three, but because like he started getting acting roles in the United States, and he was like, "All right, I got to move on from this," because
yeah.
I think they were willing to keep him on for longer. And I think up until that point, he was the youngest Doctor um, that they had.
Hmm.
Uh, Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but um, because he brought that like youthful, like vibrant, bubbly, jumping around, kind of ADHD doctor. People really enjoyed that.
I was gonna say another kind of really cool fact about it. I mean, it's another one. It's kind of like a little tragic, but a lot of I don't know if it's with the first Doctor or the second, where it goes, but a lot of the early episodes they had lost it to a fire,
Yeah.
and I don't think they've ever been able to recover all of them, but they were essentially able to recover them from people that had recordings.
Yes. Yeah. That's the first and second Doctor, I believe. Um, there are some audio that they have of the first Doctor. But yeah, there's a lot of people that had, how like you used to like throw in a VHS tape and hit record on
Yeah.
so there are some people, so you can bootleg some old stuff, but if you buy like the DVD series of Classic Who, you're really only getting maybe a few episodes of one, maybe a few episodes of the second Doctor, but it's
Hmm.
basically the third Doctor on.
Yeah.
Um, and that's it. And you kind of miss out on the. So yeah, it is a little sad, and you kind of got to go searching for. Some of them are animated. Yeah, some people have animated them.
Oh wow.
Um,
It's one of those things, right? With the way AI is going, it wouldn't surprise me if people who are fans of this, if they had the scripts, would just recreate it with AI.
yeah, and they could, and there's been a few like during the 50th anniversary special, they superimposed some scenes of the first Doctor into like the show, so that one of the characters like interacted with him. Um, but I do remember seeing like there's some that are still there, because I do remember seeing a few episodes with the first Doctor with Susan, his granddaughter. And then I remember like looking, I'm like, where's the rest of this story? And I'm like, oh, got lost in the fire. We don't have it anymore.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, I I've always kind of wanted to check it out. I just go, it's kind of like Star Trek. It's like I don't know where to begin.
Eccleston. I would
Yeah,
start with Eccleston, 2005.
gotcha.
And if you like, it's cheesy, it's corny, it's low budget, but the writing is solid, and I
Yeah,
think that's kind of as soon as they drifted away from that and they got a bigger budget, but they drifted away from like the heart and the story, that's when it kind of went off the rails. And you'll notice, like if you watch it and you stick through it, or anybody who's watching who wants to pop in and or anybody who's seen it who can confirm, like it doesn't matter if it looks bad, if the characters are good, if you care about the story, and if it's well written, sci-fi people especially are willing to forgive a lot of goofiness
yeah,
if it's well written.
yeah. No, I agree. No, again, I think this is a great choice, even though it's something I'm not very familiar with.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, a lot of people love it. So, um, yeah, no, no, I love it. And now I remembered what your next one was. You were very specific about this. Um,
I think so too.
and it was
Yeah,
Westworld,
yeah.
but only season one.
Yes. Yes. Is a great season, and then I don't know what the hell happened. Uh, I mean, maybe I could look it up, but I think they changed showrunners or like one of the writers left or something because season one was like knocked it out of the park as far as like writing and pacing and um, you know, unveiling revelations about certain things where you're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, that guy was that guy, oh my god, and then I don't know, by the time season four came around, it was like, what the hell is this? What is
I
going on?
Yeah, I've not watched any of this show. I mean, I've seen the movie back from the
Okay.
'70s.
Yeah.
That like what it's based off of, but you know, like I always hear like people are like, oh, these really great shows on the streaming platforms, and the thing that I have a big issue with a lot of like current entertainment is it is so one extreme or the other. It
Mhm.
is like overly family friendly, or it's
Mhm.
just so hardcore, and it's like there's just it's like, yeah, I get you're not constrained to things, but like, do we need f bombs dropped constantly? Do we need to have nudity constantly and stuff?
Yeah.
And so
Right.
I was gonna say that's why I haven't watched this, just because I got a little kid around here, and it's like I never have
That
the
makes
time, I feel like, to be able to throw this on and watch it.
No, that totally makes sense because there's a lot of nudity in this show, um, and not for the reasons that you would think, like because it's robots and they're
Yeah,
always trying to like fine tune them. There's just like endless scenes of the robots or the hosts as they're called sitting there in the nude and like the tech people are like trying to, like mess with their tech and stuff.
yeah.
Um but yeah, as Jacob said, they definitely crapped the bed on the show because they I don't know if you've noticed
They
this in
they
streaming.
spooky dookie the bed.
Yeah, they spooky dookie the bed. That's for you, Lisa. Um, the so not it's not just this show, but I think across the board on streaming platforms, um, I think Stranger Things is another good example where the writers will spend like years and years coming up with a really good story, developing the characters, developing like how everything works for a season of television. And then it does really well. So the streaming platform goes, oh, well, because it performed well, you can write us another season, right? We can keep going. And they're like, that was the only story I had to tell. But because they have to come up with more seasons, it's like the quality just falls off. And this might be what happened with Westworld because again, like you said, it was adapted from this movie,
Yeah.
which they did a really good job of um, kind of taking that idea and then expanding it. But as the seasons went on, it was like, Matt Cat said in the comments, it got too feminist. Like by the end, it was like, hey, let's get these two chick robots to fight each other. Like that would be cool, right? And it's like, what does that have to do with anything in the story that we were doing this whole time? I liked the reason why I loved the first season is because it introduced all of these, like, what is self, what is ego, what is consciousness, like, can you create human consciousness in a robot, like how do you um what does evolution look like if you're putting human like qualities into a non-humanoid thing. So
Yeah.
it introduced all these really cool concepts and things to kind of mull over of, like one of the most famous lines from Bernard, one of the characters, is, do you ever question the nature of your own reality? And you go, oh, okay. So it introduced all of these like really cool philosophical things, and then by season 4 it was just like, chicks rule the world, yeah. And you're like, no, stop. You made it less cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's happened on so many shows. It seems like where just they did great the first time around. I mean, I feel like a great example is at least the first two seasons. Mandalorian was really good,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and it was like now that it became popular, it was something that had value to it. Then like it was like, oh well, let's do this with it, and it's like totally ruined it. I mean, they got rid of Gina Carano, and as much as right, the whole Grogu storyline was great. Like I kind of was like, oh, the fact that he went with Luke Skywalker was like, okay, it's perfect because now it kind of gives the Mandalorian a little bit of freedom. It's kind of tough to do things when you've got this
yeah.
baby essentially with you.
Right, and correct me if I'm wrong. So I only saw the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian, but it wasn't until Book of Boba Fett that we found out that Grogu goes back to Mando, right?
Yeah, it's in that, and even then too, like Book of Boba Fett was really half that season was dedicated to the Mandalorian. On top of it,
So it's
which
like,
was
what
like,
was the point?
what was the point? And just how they took one of the best Star Wars characters and kind of most mysterious ones, and just
Yeah,
it was such a terrible story. Um, what they did to him, and even to the last guy to play Boba Fett. I cannot think of his name. I think it's like Tamoa, or it's like Timu Morrison.
yeah,
He did not like the character, but he was signed on to do it. He had to do it. Um,
yeah. It's always funny. You can kind of tell when actors hate the thing that they're in.
yeah,
Um, and you see it more and more as time goes on. I think even for like we're getting sorry, we're like, Westworld, it was great for 1 season, but
yeah,
like it follows the same train of like just things falling off and actors not being able to do what they want. Because like the new Doomsday movie, I forget who plays Nightcrawler, but he was like, yeah, I was just like in a green room saying some like random stuff, doing some random moves. I didn't know who I was playing beside, and I guess we're
yeah.
gonna just
Alan Cumming, yeah.
Frankenstein. Yeah, I think
Well,
we're just gonna
that's
like Frankenstein stuff together, and it's like, do you even know what you're doing anymore? Is it like, just, we think this is popular, let's make it,
well. With kind of like those bigger movies, they do that a little bit because one, it's to minimize spoilers,
mm,
for one, and the other part too is, believe it or not, there's a fair amount of rewriting that happens.
Yeah.
With Infinity War and Endgame, the only actor that got the full script was Robert Downey Jr. So even
Mm.
like Hemsworth and Chris Evans didn't get full scripts. Not that either was known for spoiling anything. And even too, originally I was going to say like um, it was actually going to be Tony and Cap that died at the end of Endgame. Um,
Mhm.
and they changed it, but I mean a little bit of that too comes from, as you film, you kind of get into the flow of things, and some things it's like
Right.
this this worked on paper, but as we're making it, it's not working, and we need to change things a bit.
Just change the stuff
Um,
around. Yeah.
but
It's just sad because it feels like and this happened with, Westworld too. It's like it's no longer, hey, we really care about the story that we're writing. It's now just, here's this product that we have to make work and sell to the masses.
yeah,
Um and that's why, I like a good thinker, every now and then when I'm, sometimes I like silly stuff, like as you see from my list of stuff that I gave you. Um, I like to laugh and turn off my brain, but sometimes I like to sit down and like be challenged, and and it's great when you can tell that thought has been put into something. And obviously, like, Marvel's popcorn movies, so you're
yeah,
not expecting some big philosophical thing, but I'd also like you to care a little bit, It's like, is it too much
yeah.
to ask for you to care?
Well, that's what those first three phases kind of did for the majority of it was
Yeah,
create these characters that you cared about. Um,
right,
and that was the most important thing with the world building.
right,
You can't
right,
just take a character that's well known. Like, I mean, even with like Superman, you can't just take Superman and put him in something tragic. You have to build up the character for the story you're telling,
right,
for it to have any impact. And mainly too because there's always going to be somebody new coming along that's not
for sure.
not familiar with it. So, um, but yeah, no, I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk highly about the series, but same thing have said, you know, as the seasons continued on, it was not the same quality
At
product.
all,
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all. It started with, I think Jonathan Nolan and his wife. Well, maybe they got divorced, and so like she just kind of took over after the first season. And Jonathan Nolan's a really great writer. He wrote Interstellar. Like he's, obviously most people know his brother Christopher Nolan, but
hmm
um, yeah, there was a lot of thought and attention to detail, and the pacing was really great for the first one, and it kind of brought up all these like intellectual things. And they did leave it kind of open at the end for potentially continuing, but honestly, I wish they would have just stopped after season one and kind of left that air of mystery. Kind of like with Boba Fett, like people liked him because we didn't know much about him. He had like what,
yeah,
one, two lines or something in Star Wars, and
yeah. But they
and
had,
and we like that.
yeah. But if you read like the expanded universe, I mean, he was clearly a character that they had expanded upon, and
Hmm.
I think that was a bit of the frustration there too. Was they had source material to pull things from, and good material, and they didn't. They ignored it.
Mm.
Um, I think that's another frustrating thing. It's same thing that's happened with Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
They've, especially like Marvel as of late. Marvel is just, they're, the stuff that has not worked in the comics. They've like thrown it into the films, and it's like for whatever reason they think, well, it didn't work here, but it's going to work here. Like once people see it here, then people will really care about it. And it's like, no. you know, it's
I
like,
I honestly I think you're being a little bit too kind, and because I don't think that they care what the audience cares about.
well, but I mean, I
Yeah.
think there is part of them that think that people are just going to love this because we put it on film.
Okay,
And
yeah, fair. Fair.
like the fact
Yeah.
that this is a Marvel product, people will love it. It's like it's like an iPhone, right? You
Yeah,
know,
we'll smack iPhone label on it, sell it, and people will buy it. Yeah.
yeah, we call it this, and you're gonna have people who just love it for the fact that it's, it's the latest and greatest iPhone. And I mean, I'm saying this as somebody, I've had an iPhone since the second iPhone that came out.
Yeah.
And I've not had every version of an iPhone, um, but to me, I mean, it's just I've invested so much in an iPhone. I'm like, well, that's what I'm gonna stick with. But it's,
Right.
I'm never like, oh, iPhone's the greatest. It just, at this point, it's like it is what it is. It's it's a tool at this moment. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Captain Marvel, that they've pushed so heavily in the comic books, and Carol Danvers was a great character, but once they made her Captain Marvel, um, and try to put her front and center and make her very feminist and everything, it was like, it was terrible. It didn't work. But yet here, let's bring it
Here we are.
over to the comics. Like Captain Marvel 2 has been rebooted so many times, and it will get like
Yeah.
a big run on the first issue because it'll draw in new people because they're like, oh, issue 1, but it drops off because they're terrible stories. And
Yeah.
what made her a more interesting character, they had gotten rid of it. um and
See, I'm more of a DC girl, so Captain Marvel to me is what we now call Shazam.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too. Like in comic books, like there's been a few different Captain Marvels as well. I mean, the first one
Yeah.
was Marvel, who they changed to being a lady too in the movie. On top of it,
Yeah,
um,
and it was like
that's
I
that's another
if
one too. That, yeah, the gender swapping, does not make sense with so often.
if you focus on, because I mean, I guess in Westworld they gender swapped the main, host or the main robot, the main character, um, from, I forget
Yul
what his name.
Brenner.
Yeah, to what's her face, the blonde chick in Westworld, but Dolores Umbridge, but or Abernathy, Dolores Abernathy.
Yeah, so
Umbridge is
Dolores
oh,
Umbridge is from Harry Potter, and
oh yeah, I was like
she's the mean
that just
toad
yeah,
lady.
Abernathy. Yeah, okay. I was like Dolores was right, but it's Abernathy. Um, so it's if you focus, like if your lens for viewing the world is strictly, like sex or gender or whatever, then you're gonna want to like play with that all the time. And if you're focused on having a good story, then I think that's kind of where you want to be. Um, because there's been like nobody cared that Nick Fury was race swapped.
Well, so the whole Nick Fury thing came from when Marvel was doing the Ultimates line, and so the Ultimates
Yeah, that's good.
there was Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Fantastic Four, but then they did,
Yeah,
instead of Avengers, they called them the Ultimates, and
ultimate.
it's a great storyline. And when they did that, because they were doing an alternate version of these characters, and really the Ultimates line was actually, like modern. They were like more in the modern world. Like the thing that a lot of people don't realize, like in Marvel Comics, like to them it's still like the 60s or the 70s. At least it was
Right,
for a while. Like
right.
there was an issue of the Fantastic Four where like the Thing found out like there was like essentially like the year, the year should be more modern, and it wasn't. I forget the whole
Yeah,
storyline, but it was just like an annual issue. But but that's what the Ultimates was, and so they had actually, the people who were writing that and drawing it, reached out to Samuel L. Jackson and said, "Hey, could we use your likeness?" Samuel L. Jackson is a big comic book fan. He was like, you want me in a comic book? You want to have me? Like, of course, like I love it.
Yeah.
And so
Ha,
it worked.
nerd.
It worked from that. Like, to me, I don't necessarily mind race swapping. The big thing is Samuel Jackson being Nick Fury. He is not Black Nick Fury, or at least in the beginning, he
Right.
was not. I am Black Nick Fury. I am. He was
He was
just
just
Nick Fury.
yeah.
And as
Yep.
long as the character that is playing, or the actor is playing that character as who that character is, that's that's fine. That'll work. I mean, to me, like,
Yeah.
people go like, you couldn't have Batman be black. You could have a black Batman. I wouldn't care as long as he's Batman and he is not Black Batman. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
the only
Exactly.
time where I would go like, I feel like it's wrong to race swap somebody, um, is when it's historical, like
Yeah. I
actual,
agree.
I mean, I get like, right, Hamilton, right, we're going back to plays. That is
Yeah.
something that is, it's a retelling. They're doing something. I mean, they're not trying to be like it's actual, fact or history. It was a
Yeah.
retelling of a story. That's fine. But like, if you are making an actual biography of somebody, right, you should have it be accurate there.
Even Hamilton threw me off because like their little intro where he's like, "I'm Alexander Hamilton," and then he moves out of the way and he's like, "And I'm the man who shot Alexander Hamilton." And my immediate response was, Alexander Hamilton was shot by one of his slaves? And it's like, and it wasn't, like you could say, "Oh, that's, Caitlin, you're racist." I'm like, "No, because I'm thinking you're doing a historical event. Like
Yeah,
now I have to like catch up on like who shot Alexander Hamilton. Like
yeah,
pause, hold on. It takes me out of the whole story altogether. Because now I'm like, oh, okay, Burr shot him. Okay, all right, now I see what you're doing. Like it took me out of it, and now I have to like put myself back
sure,
into the story that you're trying to tell. So yeah, I completely agree with the like if you're doing a history, if you're doing some sort of like you know historical anything, please keep it as accurate as humanly possible.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, like, you would.
that
I
guy.
mean, right? You wouldn't get Jackie Chan to play Martin Luther King Jr.
Right.
You, you
You
know,
wouldn't get me to play Martin Luther King
yeah,
Jr.
yeah,
You
um,
would get Samuel L. Jackson to play Achilles, like you know
yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where it's like when they do that. Um, that's the only time where I'm like, yeah, I'm not on board for it. But yeah, in terms of characters, like, if they are a good actor and they're playing that character, I'm totally fine with it. It's the same thing. It's
yeah.
like, go ahead, make Superman be black. Just make him be Superman. I don't care as long as the actor is good. He doesn't need to be Black Superman, or it would
Yeah, the
be it would be like Silver Surfer. It's like if you had hired somebody who was Hispanic to play him, it's fine. He just, right, Silver
he's gonna
Surfer
be
does not
super.
need to then, come out and
Yeah.
start being like, Antonio Banderas.
Right, right, exactly. I think though, the the most recent race swap that I feel like will be an issue is Snape in the new Harry Potter
Yeah.
series. Not because I don't think that he can do the character well, but because of the context in which that character is written,
And
it's gonna create
described.
some issues. It's gonna create some issues down the line. You've got Harry's dad who's basically like hanging up upside down, bullying him. Well, that's gonna create some connotations.
Yeah.
You've got Harry as a kid who trusts every single teacher except one.
I didn't even think about that.
It's just going to raise some stuff. You know what I mean? It's just gonna
Sure.
raise things where it goes, oh, so the Potters are just racist. Got it.
Yeah. Well, it
The
is right, like Snow White that they just did, right, with
yeah,
Rachel
yeah.
Zegler, and it's like, what is like the first description of Snow White? Her skin was white as snow.
It's
It's
white
like,
as snow. Yeah. Like
it's just one of those things where, I mean, yeah, like you said, there probably are a few exceptions when there is a character that is described in a certain way, and the actor that they hired, I feel like, doesn't really look like Snape.
right.
It's like Adam Driver would have been perfect for Snape,
For sure. Yeah.
and
Um, just grease up his hair a little bit and you're
yeah,
good. Like yeah.
there was another actor that they threw out there too, and it was like, oh god, that person would be a great Snape as well.
Because it's not always about the look as long as you get the feel of it. Because, like, if you read the description of the book in Harry Potter for Snape, Alan Rickman didn't look exactly like Snape did. He
No,
didn't have the hook nose. He didn't look pale and sickly. I mean, he was pale because he was an English guy, but
yeah,
uh,
but he had the greasy hair and everything, and
yeah. And, but,
the
so it
demeanor.
doesn't have to be, yeah, he had the demeanor, he had everything else. So, like changing. Like I think the new cast for like the three trio, like Hermione, Ron, and Harry look, excellent. People are
Yeah,
being picky about, oh, he doesn't have the green eyes. Well, he looks the part in every
yeah,
other way.
yeah. That one, and I mean, nowadays it's like, God, you could just digitally change somebody's eye color.
Right. I mean, even they tried to do that with Daniel Radcliffe and give him like um
Contacts.
contacts and stuff, but I guess they irritated him, so they
Yeah.
ended up like saying, screw it, let's not do it. So that's nitpicky, but the only reason why I think the Snape one will be an issue is the bullying from from James Potter. Uh, and if they reenact the scene the same way we've seen it in the movies, like, oh, dude, you're gonna like
Well,
lynch this guy, bro. Like,
not only that too, and then right, like even the fact that right he was in love with Harry's mom.
yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like those are things right that are people going to stretch that into more than really what is going on. Um,
yeah, yeah, and it's
and
just gonna look us. It's just gonna look and feel a little different than what is the intent on the page.
yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, hopefully they don't. And again, it's one of those things where hopefully this will be one of those cases, right, where the actor that they hired for Snape is going to be, a good actor. I mean, right, the other big thing too is that they're saying that they're going to make Voldemort a woman instead of,
I think
being a
that's
man.
rage bait. I don't know. I
I mean,
haven't.
yeah, who knows? But it's
Hopefully not,
well,
because the whole like I am Lord Voldemort is like the anagram to Tom
Tom Riddle.
More. Yeah, Tom Riddle.
I am Tom
And
Riddle.
yeah.
Um, I love that meme of it's Andy from Parks and Rec where he's like got the look on his face, and it's Harry Potter writing. I'm Harry Potter in the diary. And Voldemort getting all excited. Um,
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah,
Andy.
yeah. I love Andy. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I'm excited just because they'll be able to show so much more of what happens in the story that they just
For
have to
sure.
cut down for time. And as been reading the books and watching the films, those books get thicker and thicker by each book, and it's like there's so much that's cut out. Like the
Yeah.
whole story arc of uh, Mr. Weasley when he gets bitten by the venomous snake, and he's in the
Yeah.
hospital, and
I think they
because
even completely cut out Charlie Weasley. Like he's not even in the
yeah,
movies.
they merged. They show him in one image, and it's when they went to Egypt, and you see him. That's the
Oh,
only time you
okay.
actually see
Seeing
him.
him in like
But Bill kind of really became a merger of those two characters, and uh, yeah. I mean, it is one of those things where it's like, I wish they could have done it, and there was so much more to that family. But hopefully, again, in the series, we'll get more of what was missing, that context. So, uh,
yeah, and then the whole like Ron and um Hermione kind of like love at the end, like he the reason why she like kisses him at the end is because he's like, what about the house elves? Should we warn them? Should we get them out? And because there was this whole subplot throughout many books
yeah,
of uh
her
of
knitting
Hermione trying to
clothing.
free, yeah, trying to free them and whatever. She's like, oh, he cares about the thing that I care about. And there were certain parts throughout the movies too where like um they gave Ron smart dialogue to Hermione because they're like, oh, God forbid we have Ron do anything, smart or intelligent. Like he's got to be the goofy sidekick friend
Yeah,
now. Um, and yeah, I'm looking forward to, because even in like some of the stories, I'm like, man, they took out the sass of Harry, like his one liners with everybody, and then they took out like Ginny Weasley's whole personality. Like she's like a rock in those movies, like she just sat there. It's terrible, but
I,
so I'm looking forward to it, but I hope they don't
I'm
I
trying to
don't
figure out
hope
what
I
Mad Cat is saying here. You like him think, R2?
I don't know what.
I don't know. I don't know what he meant there. I feel like he typed something wrong.
Matt,
Um,
are you huffing paint again?
yeah, yeah. What's going on there? He's smoking some opium. Um,
Wrong kind of cigar, my friend.
yeah, yeah. What? Shoot, there was we were talking about something, and I was gonna bring something up with Harry Potter too, and I saw that, and I was like, what is he talking about? And now I lost my train of thought. But yeah, no, I mean, it's like like we're saying it. It's exciting to see them hopefully be able to expand on the world and everything that we miss. Yeah, with especially like the
Yeah,
little like additional subplots that get taken out,
for sure.
just for pacing and things like that. And that's what I was going to say. This weekend, I I have Peacock. I don't know if you have that streaming service, but I threw Harry
Yeah,
Potter on, and me and the kid were watching it. So after we finish a book, we watch a movie. I've seen all the movies in
yeah,
the past, but that's what kind of the rule
yeah.
is. We got to finish a book before we can watch the next movie. And
Makes
we were
sense.
watching the first one, and there was all these additional scenes, and I was like, I looked at my kid, and I'm like, is it me, or was that not in the movie before? And he's like, I don't remember that part at all. And
Hmm.
found out it's on Peacock. They have, at least for the first one. I don't know about the second one. It's the extended version, and there are like little bits of additional things that
Oh,
they added in there. Um,
I'll have to
and
check that out.
yeah, yeah,
Because I
um,
know that they filmed some scenes with Peeves for
yes.
the first movie, but because the kids couldn't stop laughing, they were like, okay, we're gonna cut Peeves out altogether.
Oh, Matt Cat says he's driving. Actually, I think they did it for the first two, and they just never could put him in there. And it was God, who is it? It's Rick something is his name. It's the guy who played Drop Dead Fred. If you ever seen that
Oh,
movie, TB Gates.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I know. I can see it in my head.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, I could see his face, and when I found out he had been casted for Peeves, it was like, oh, he's perfect. Um, but kind of same thing as like the movies went on, right? Uh, Sir Nicholas was not in there, the Bloody Baron, and then too, even like like another one too is like the paintings is like the books go on. The people in the paintings have so much more going on. Um,
Yeah, because every time you're basically follow, um, one house in particular. You're following Gryffindor. So the lady in the painting, as time goes on, she's not in every scene, obviously, but she is in 7 different books, and you're entering and exiting through her painting throughout the whole, through the whole time. So there's kind of like the same way, like if you walk down the same hallway at school and see the same teachers and see the same people, there's that familiarity with it,
yeah,
and that fondness you get. So um, when she does scream and hide in a different painting, you're like, oh, what's wrong? Like, is she
yeah.
okay? There's that care there for her and stuff. And
Well, right there was when right, I want to say it was with Sirius when Sirius was running around and like one of like the paintings get tore up. Like yeah, and she's
yeah,
hiding. Yeah, Batcat said he was driving and he said he does the same with his kids, the book than the movie, and he says, yeah, they get thicker and thicker. I like them thick.
oh, you like it
I
thick,
I got
okay.
you. Yeah, they get thicker and thicker. Um, but yeah, it will. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Fingers crossed. Dumbledore. John Lithgow's Dumbledore looks great. I think Nick Frost is. Um, uh, why can't I think of his name right
Hagrid.
now? Hagrid is a good choice in terms of he does kind of have a little bit. He's more a little on the goofy side, but he does kind of have that charisma of Robbie Coltrane. I feel
He
like,
can do sweet. He can do sweet and
yeah.
caring too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
No, he can. Nick Frost is a good actor. I mean, you just when you kind of picture him, I he is like in your head like a little bit more of a goofier
for
Hagrid,
sure.
but
Yeah.
he I feel like he'll kind of carry that character very similar to Robbie Coltrane. I was kind of thinking about
Yeah.
I'm like who would be a hilarious Hagrid. It wouldn't be accurate, but it'd be hilarious to see him as Hagrid. Is is Shane Gillis? Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. Shane Gillis as any character would be just be funny
Uh,
because he's like,
well, but I mean, like, just seeing him
yeah,
like pop up.
yeah, that would be so. You know what? That's one of your edits for next time is
Yeah,
Shane Gillis's head.
I'll see if I can do Shane Gillis as Hagrid. That's that's a challenge now. I'll try and do a clip if I can. If not, I could probably come up with at least a photo and send it to you.
That's hilarious.
Um,
Oh my god, Shane Gillis is
yeah.
he's a pretty goofy dude. I like his stand up.
Oh yeah. Oh, him at the ESPY Awards. That is so funny because everything he was nailing every joke, but like the crowd just did not know how to laugh. Other than there were a few people in the crowd that were just laughing their butts off.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The my favorite bit in where he was like, "Hey, I want to thank Brittany so and so for being here.
Brittany Hicks.
WNBA champ and blah blah blah." And he's like, "And this is how I know you don't watch the WNBA because I just introduced my friend's wife." Like, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, my favorite one was he talked about Caitlin Clark, and he's like, "Me and Caitlin Clark have a lot in common." He's like, "We're both white from the Midwest and have nailed a lot of threes." Oh,
Oh, oh, perfect.
it was so funny. Well, this has been a really, really good chat. I
Yeah,
just realized I'm like, oh man, we've
we
gone
went
on
off
like
the rails.
an hour extra than what I normally do because normally I do this about an hour to an hour and a half. But I've had so much fun talking with you.
Yeah, I had a good time. Thanks for having
Well,
me on.
yeah, no, you're welcome. I think a lot of it too is just the fact I've got to see you on stream and interact with you in the chat, but now I finally get a chance to talk to you one
Yeah,
on one, and
it's
so
a
now it's
little
like
bit different one-on-one. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's that's the other thing too. Like I feel like Matt Cat probably is right now. Oh man, my camera went out of focus again. I hate when this happens.
Yeah, and then you have to like, you know, like
I got to switch the definition on it. Maybe if I put it on auto, it won't do that. Um, no, no, but like I watch it, it's like I interact with what's going on. It's like the worst way. I just want to tell you guys exactly my point. I can't. I'm
yeah,
trying to type it
yeah.
out to you guys.
Right, yeah.
So, but yeah, no, thank you for coming on. This was a lot of fun. I had
This was
such a good
fun.
time hanging
Yeah.
out with you. I was gonna say before we go, I know you mentioned tomorrow night, right? You guys are gonna be streaming.
Yes, I was gone last week because I was out in the mountains for 8750. So I will be back. We'll be streaming live tomorrow, and knowing Yeti, we like to talk about camping trips, so he'll probably be asking about camping trip. And I believe we have Kayla. It's her first time watching Batman Begins and Dark Knight, so
Oh,
we will
really?
probably be talking about those movies because um Kayla won't be watching this, but she has no idea about anything. She lives under a rock. So she was giving like her predictions like mid movie, and she's like, "Yeah, I think Rachel's lover is gonna be, you know, this guy." And I was like, "Harvey Dent? Is that what you mean? Like the lawyer?" And I'm like, "Oh, you really have no idea about Batman lore whatsoever." And Yeti was like, "Shh, let her get there, let her get there," because
Yeah,
and like I don't know, like I'm a comic book fan, so like as soon as you introduce Harvey Dent, I'm like, all right, cool. He's gonna get his face melted off and he's Two-Face. Let's go, you know. Um, but she, you know, she had no idea, so she's yeah, it's her first time.
that's great.
It's her first
Oh,
time watching.
that'll be fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say you've got some. I'll say it here, so I'll let Matt have the hint. I made a lot of Pokemon clips just because Yeti still plays Pokemon.
I sent him the one of what was it like from season 2 of The Walking Dead where it's Shane like,
Shit.
where is he? Where is he? Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
He sent back
Uh,
har har har.
yeah.
It's great.
Um, yeah. No, no, I can't. I can't wait to see his reaction. Uh, well, the one I made has got both you and Kayla in it a lot. So, but
Oh,
it's got a lot
nice.
of me there too. So,
The one that where Yeti was Frank Castle on the stand was pretty great because we're like pausing it. We're like, oh my god, there's Lisa. Oh my god, Mad Cat's the guy. And like, oh, that's me.
yeah.
That
Well,
one was pretty
a
good.
lot of those times I'm like, all right. I'm like, who is
Who's who?
related in this group that I can throw in there for you guys
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
to
Who's the friend group? Yeah.
to catch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So no, no, that's good. Yeah, I will definitely try to be there. Especially hearing that too, because now I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to hear what Kayla has to say about all those films. Uh,
Right. Yeah. We were excited too. We're like, watch them. Watch them. Do it
yeah.
now.
Uh, well, and it's even funnier for her to be like, well, I think this is gonna happen, and you're like, you know,
Yeah,
trying to,
I'm like, I have no idea who Harvey Dent is. Got it. Well, have fun with that. You know, like,
yeah. Well, that'll be good. I can't wait. Well,
yeah,
very, very good. Again, thank you so much for coming on. This was great. I had a blast.
absolutely. I had a
Um,
blast too. Thank you for
yeah,
having me.
yeah. If you're on X, follow Cait. I've got the link to her account in the description. Same thing. I should have the link for 8750 for you guys to watch it. You can watch that on X or you can watch it on YouTube and interact with everybody in the chat. It's a lot of fun. And in the future, I'll definitely have to have you come back on. Maybe I'll have you pick a theme. Um,
Okay.
of maybe movies. Since this was so much fun hanging out, but
Yeah, I can pick 3 different movies. That's totally fine too. Like, I like movies, so
well, good, good. That's perfect. But with that, we're gonna say good night and goodbye. And sorry, I am still getting used to the uh, the new studio here. There we go. But yeah, good night. Thanks for joining us. Have a good one.
good night, everybody.